Welcome to our slightly delayed Season 3, Session 6 of our ongoing GURPS Banestorm Embers of Defiance game. I am Rigil Kent, aka Phil, when we forget to use our online pseudonyms, today's GM. Before we begin, are there any questions, adjustments, point expenditures, etc. that need to be completed first?
Nope.
Negative.
I think I'm good.
I think I'm fine as well.
Okay, well. So last week we dealt with a strange Jinn thing at the town of the dead city of Duliban, and you proceeded on from there. You finally reached the border stones that indicate the edge of the domain for Zat al-Dawahi, the mistress of misfortunes, who is in charge of the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls, your ultimate destination. And we ended with a very brilliant flash. So, first things first, all PCs need to give me a body sense roll, since I don't believe anybody has the skill. In this case, it is going to be either a Dex -8 or an Acrobatics -5. Both of those are an additional -2 beyond the normal default because you changed some facing.
Dwarves don't do acrobatics.
So -5, -2.
Dex -8, Acrobatics -5. I already added the additional -2. Because normally Body Sense Untrained is Dex -5 or Acrobatics -3.
Could I use evade?
You don't need to. You made
Yeah,
Acrobatics,
I know I made it.
and that's
wondering
not
if
what
it-
evade is used for.
I know it's for tumbling through combat.
Yeah, that's not what this is. This is abrupt. You have been forcibly teleported, and you're trying to. Whoa! What the heck just happened? All right, so still waiting on Aramis and Haruki, who has gone kind of radio silent. Did we lose Mark? That would be about right. Gained Ethan,
We
lost
just
Mark.
had dinner show up, that's why.
The nerve! He doesn't need any food. So, yeah, I still need Dex -8 or Acrobatics -5 from you, Ethan. Well, nobody wants to succeed.
Acrobatics -5.
I did.
I said nobody wants to. You tried to fail. Yes, that is correct, Mark. It's going to be either Dex -8 or Acrobatics -5. I think you actually, inexplicably, Haruki actually does.
Eat it.
That is amusing that both of the people who succeeded did so by 0. Inexplicably, Haruki, for all of his size, is still somewhat acrobatic.
I'm visualizing Kung Fu Panda.
That's about right. And he has an appetite for it too.
So, the flash that temporarily blinded you, when it fades, you find yourself in the middle of what frankly looks like a throne room. It is all of you. It is also your camels, who are not reacting particularly well to their forcible relocation. And so they are loudly bleating with shock and dismay as camels are wont to do. Some of them may be throwing up, or spitting, but what are you going to do? Mark, Haruki has gained +1 inches from the massive surge of magic that just swarmed all around all of you and translocated you. So it's needless to say, it's like chaos is going, erupting in this mess. Let's see. It looks like poor Thorn, since you critically failed your acrobatics check, I'm going to say you actually fell off your camel. Looks like both, Ismir is actually able to control himself. He's like, whoa, okay. Let's see. Haruki at this point probably was sitting up in his crappy wagon thing. So, but he's also able to, whoa, hey, control yourself instead of be completely and utterly disoriented. You are the two of you are immediately aware that you are surrounded by dozens of fierce-looking armed guards, all of whom seem to be like cat people, like Zianra. And there is a loud voice that echoes all around throughout the throne room that demands desist, and the camels stop freaking out. Which I suppose is probably something. Seated upon a throne is a woman who is dressed in flowing robes, although they do seem to, sort of go semi-transparent near where her feet are, so you don't actually see her feet, which is kind of weird. And when she like comes to a standing position, the people with the spears at least seem to ease slightly. Your arrival, which both Haruki and Ismir will immediately note, seems to have physically displaced a handful of other individuals, most of whom are, they look like some sort of guards or something like that. But one of them is dressed in far more elaborate clothes, so he looks more like a local nobleman. And at your arrival, he exclaims, very loudly, it's like, treachery, as he like draws this long, sinister-looking dagger, and he sort of starts lunging toward the woman on the throne. This also triggers the other swordsman, his like guards to sort of start going for their weapons. But the woman, she just sort of gestures idly with one hand, and the lunging guy just sort of explodes in like a puff of ash, sort of like Thanos has snapped his finger. Although the long dagger does sort of fall, and it skewers itself into the stone floor. The other swordsmen also sort of vanish in the same sort of way. How? Let's see. So Ismir and Haruki are going to be able to immediately start reacting before anybody else. So when the guys started going for their swords, how were Ismir and Haruki reacting, apart from maybe glancing towards Thorn as he falls out of the saddle?
Haruki will immediately take a defensive stance.
You're
Hand
like
long
seated
weapon.
in you're seated in the wagon.
Oh, he'll forget that he's seated in a wagon. Stand up. The shift in weight will break the arm, and he'll go tumbling out.
So, Ismir, feeling kind of confident. Where is Zion? He'll basically ready his spear and put himself in between anybody and Zyanra and Amera, basically protecting them.
I guess it probably should have helped if I actually shared that. So he's sort of he's also on a camel, because remember you guys were still riding the camels at the time.
Well, I'd get basically just wherever Zyanra and Amera are, I'd make sure I get myself over to them and put myself in a position of protection. So if anybody gets too close to them, I would be like, "Hey, back away."
So he has a front row seat to observing the Zat al-Dawahi standing up and just sort of gesturing and causing the dude who is lunging toward her with the knife to disintegrate into pile of ash.
Well, I do
So
have fearlessness, and I've just come from a scenario where I
that
was
was like a
fighting in the
couple.
dark and
Yeah,
almost falling into a pit and stuff like
I
that.
wasn't.
So
I wasn't about to ask for any checks. Let me finish. It's just like that. However, uh, he definitely does recognize why Lady Amira has been telling everybody over and over and over during the trips that when you're interacting with Jin, you need to be very, very, very polite and very careful.
exactly. So I'm not going towards her, the Jinn, but I am going to at least get near Zyanra and Amera in a position of protection.
After saying "ow," Thorn just kind of rolls over, looking at the throne. Hi, Malmanina. And then tries to get back up somewhat gracefully.
Brum and Aramis, how are you guys reacting once your camels stop freaking out?
So Brum will. He probably was on the ground after all this because he failed by what, 9?
Oh, wow, you did fall by 9. Yeah, so if you weren't on the ground, you were very close to being on the ground. Honestly, you failed by worse than Thorn did, even though Thorn got a crit fail. So, yeah, you were on the ground.
So Brum will pick himself up and assess the situation. And as he sees Izmir moving into a defensive position, Brum will do a similar action. He'll sort of join him and ready shield and just get ready to repel borders.
What about Aramis?
So we're 100% sure she's a Jinn, right?
No, you actually not. Although the player obviously is, since the GM went and threw her name on top of the image.
Well, as far as I know, that has been her name.
Well, it doesn't look natural.
Yeah, her eye color is definitely not normal, and probably from knees down, it looks more like almost semi-transparent hair than actual legs. So it's probably a safe bet that she's a Jinn.
Okay, with the information that it's a safe bet she's a Jinn, Aramis will sort of glide off his horse and try to acrobatically slide off the camel into a proper air lace style.
Yeah, what's his ride?
Well, he could easily have tried to dismount like Brum and Thorn did, which is almost faceplant.
I mean, I hope to avoid that.
So, Amira is immediately scrambling off of her camel as well. Cianra is attempting to do the same, but is still struggling with her lack of grace in Amira's normal form. But as Amira lands, she sort of bows very deeply, and she begins speaking. Interested, it will not actually occur to the players initially that they are able to follow this easily, as if they are speaking or understand the language natively. Although in a little bit you're like, hey, wait a minute, she was speaking Arabic the whole time, and I understood it. But she bows deeply, and she's like, great mistress, we are come with, and as she starts, the what you are presuming to be the Jinn sort of holds up a hand, and Amira just hesitates. It's like, okay, because, well, she obviously knows, don't interrupt Jinn when they're going to do something. When Zat al-Dawahi speaks, her voice is really, really creepy. In addition to having the sort of reverb that you would hear a Goa'uld in Stargate have, her voice sort of changes during like in mid sentence. So it's like she starts speaking, and you hear a woman's voice, and then it shifts to a man's voice, and then to a different man, and then to a little girl, and then to another person, another woman, and it's just a
It's
really.
Soulcatcher.
It might be something I have stolen from Black Company, but yeah, it's really, really creepy to hear. She is addressing her initial statements to Amira, and she's like, "You look to be one of the lost, but you are not she." And then it's like in between that, and it's like just she's standing there, and then suddenly she's standing right in front of Amira. There's no blur or flash or anything like that. It's just bam, bam. She's like, she looks at her, and then she looks in the direction of Zianra, who is, remember, in Amira's body. And Zat al-Dawahi comments, she's like, victims of the recent Banestorm. She sort of just gives a half gesture, and both of the women sort of stumble, like, what the hell? And she's like, that is better, is it not? And then actual Amira, hey, it looks like they're back into their regular bodies now. She starts she's like, the Dread Mistress, and again, the Jinn, just holds up her hand. But this time when she does, Amira literally almost seems to freeze in place. It's sort of like she's a video that has been paused. She's like, not from you, O vessel of my most beloved and hated kinsman, whose name I shall not utter. Then she's abruptly standing in front of Haruki, who's like, finally stumbled to his feet. Interestingly enough, Haruki, she's your size now. She's like, what do we have here? A giant not born of giants. You reek of magic. And then she's standing in front of Thorn, and she's his height, like, and a half elf, born of two immortals. How very interesting. Before he can respond, she's standing in front of Brum. And he's like, fabulous. Dwelling in secrets and lies. And she nods towards your beard. She's like, that does not suit you. And it sort of just goes out and it's back to your regular hair.
Brum will grumble a little bit.
As she is now in front of Aramis, and he's like, the swordsman who is yet to learn his place in this world. She's most definitely eyeing your weird hand there, or your arm there, Aramis.
He's just staying in the airlace bow and just staying there. He's not going to risk
Thinking,
it.
please don't snap in me.
Yeah.
And then she's standing in front of Ismir, and she's like, and a warrior of the sands, who has known naught but pain and loss. She blurs over to Khalid and Umar, who have somehow managed to stay on their camels, but both of them look, frankly, terrified. Like, yeah, we would very much like to be somewhere else. She's like, and a pair of unlucky fools. You are happy simply to be breathing air, are you not? And then finally, she is standing in front of Zionra, and she's like, and one of the lost. Hello, child. Welcome home. And Zionra will visibly flinch away from the Jinn. Her entire body language, it just sort of changes from the from what you guys are frankly kind of accustomed to seeing, where she's very confident woman, kind of callous and stuff like that. Now she's like almost meek and subservient. And then she is back on her throne, and she's like, such a strange gathering who have come before me. Let two of you stand forward to speak. The half-giant and the immortal born shall suffice. Step forward and speak of why you have come into my realm.
Haruki will gather himself.
And stumble.
Gather his dignity and look at Thorn and nod, step forward.
Yeah, it's a real pity neither one of you have savoir-faire high society, right?
No.
Actually, I do.
Do you? Are you sure? Something that does, at least for it's actually going to be worse than that, because you don't have the cultural familiarity. Yeah, it's something that has, at least for Thorn, has definitely occurred. There is no sign of Gesslin.
Yeah, and
Smilblam's still hanging off the camel that it was where you got it.
No.
But there is no turtle present.
He's actually going to be kind of, as he's stepping forward to speak, he's going to be looking back at, wasn't there a turtle with us?
Brum is kind of on the fence as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing that he's not here.
So Haruki has failed the savoir-faire, and actually, based off of some stuff that I was looking at, I just discovered this. I don't know how I think Daniel was correct when I mentioned to him, is like, we don't actually use savoir-faire enough to actually note this, but there is actually an additional penalty depending upon your relative standing. So, rank, whatever, status, or whatever like that. So, let's see, what Daniel might be able to answer this. What is the penalty with not having the cultural familiarity?
3.
3?
Mhm.
Okay, so Haruki has failed the savoir-faire by 7. Tell me how did he fail this by 7? What did he do wrong?
That also means he gets a
Ooh.
bad reaction, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, let's see. I'm trying to think how divergent the cultures are.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the first thing I would think of is he'd probably be looking for the man in charge.
That's kind of where I was thinking, but at
Don't.
least in
Do it.
I mean it's a bad go.
I want to see you get me too.
Oh, you know what? I know how it is. He the way he's responding will be as if, it's like the slight of a woman. um I guess, I don't know. Man, that's a hard one.
You could ask her where her master is.
Bad reaction. I had not actually considered that.
Hello,
This
little
is the
woman. Where's
this
your
is
master?
yeah, this is one of the worst kind of places or person to get a bad reaction around.
She might just
It's
tell
true.
him to shut up for his insolence and have Thorindel talk.
Can I maybe give him some pluses with current affairs or area knowledge?
No,
Not
you're not
plus
going to be able
7.
to. Yeah, yeah. You're not going to reach a +7, and not in the time it takes Haruki to step forward and address her. Actually, I know what it is, because all Haruki's ever heard of is Jin being bad guys, right? So
That's probably the angle you've heard from Ismir. Amira has taken a different tack on it, where she's basically said that the Jin that they served was a bad guy, but she doesn't know enough about the
about the
other
rest.
ones.
So he's going to use the term Oni, like an evil demon, as her how he addresses her. So kind of like
Yeah, that sounds right.
like
Yeah.
a Chinese person calling a somebody Guilo, like white devil. But if you don't know that you're being called the white devil, you wouldn't know it. But she does know that he's referring to her in like she's a lowly demon.
I'm gonna have to make a note of that. I legitimately had not thought about, because I actually thought nobody had high society.
I did at one point, but I took it away.
Yeah, you have a weird one. You have it listed as savoir-faire guard, and there is no such thing as savoir-faire guard. There is high
It
society,
was savoir
military,
faire
servant,
servant.
and I think
So I'll change it to
savoir-faire
servant.
dojo and
Military.
military.
So what would
There's
be more
mafias.
accurate then would it be servant or military?
Military would probably make sense there.
Yeah, I think military is probably the one that makes the most sense, because servant is literally, servants.
The line between military and guard is probably pretty blurry. Well, here comes my failure.
You don't have to roll. You can just try and get a reaction roll.
Can't you just do diplomacy?
That depends on what the GM is looking for here.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying you had to make the roll. I legitimately thought neither of you had it, so it was like I was just gonna, move forward with that presumption. And Mark's like, "No, I got it," and then he basically fell flat on his face with it.
Instead of trying to fake it, just rely on your natural charm and charisma.
I might be better off.
Demon, I am Haruki Nakasado, samurai dedicated to Finn Sardak. For whom we are in search of. Why have we been pulled from our quest?
Actually, yeah, we don't. Well, we're only guessing at where we actually are.
And that's a kind of a dumb presumption on the GM's part, isn't it?
Well, it's a reasonable guess. That's probably so. Thorn is probably not going to attempt savoir-faire here because
Knowing
he
that
knows
he's
he
kinda
knows he
sucks at
doesn't
it.
know it. He doesn't know what to do with royalty or anything like that.
Yeah, Finn kept trying to tell you, and you just like blew him off and said, "Screw this noise! I got a badger. Let's go let the badger loose on the green."
When he interacted with the elder Sardak, it was from a military standpoint more than high society. But yeah, the first thing he's going to say after Haruki, it's like what the large man meant to say was where exactly are we? Is this the city of or Citadel of 10,000 Pearls?
One of the probably like attendants that is present, and actually it's not one of the cat people. It's actually another woman. She will like step forward slightly and announce in a clearly this gal has the penetrating voice perk because her voice carries pretty well. It's like you stand in the presence of Zat al-Dawahi, the mistress of misfortunes, and then she gives a really long list of additional titles and that are very flowery and arabesque. I had those at one point, and then I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work. So I accidentally deleted them.
Hi, how are you?
I hang my head in shame for having deleted that long bit of coolness.
You could have put it in the chat at least.
Yeah, I know. Dirt.
And this is Thorndal. He's from Defiance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, apparently you know who I am. So, actually, we were here to see you. Although, our missing companion was the one who intended to inquire. There was a turtle.
That's definitely going to cause some people like, what?
Never mind.
They have that what expression.
I hope saying his name isn't a problem. That being Geslin, also called the Unpredictable.
Damn it! I wish I had thought of that too. What? He's here! That bastard! I won't. Oh no. She will. The Jin will actually lean forward and is like, I have heard of this person, but there's no one in my within no entity standing upon the lands of my realm by such a name.
Well, as it happens, he was aware that he was not to set foot on your lands, so he is floating above your lands. It was his idea, not mine.
You just totally threw Mark's old character under the bus. She sort of goes, I see. Well, Ziara, dispatch riders and bring back this Gesslin. And at that, one of the cat people who are garbed in arms and armor will nod and sort of gesture, or she just sort of looks at two of her other guards, and they bail from the room, but rather quickly.
Wow, there's a whole bunch of them here.
Now, why did you come to this land?
Right. I don't actually remember what Gesslin specifically said. And yeah, Thorn's probably not thinking straight anyway. Gesslin was coming here to ask you about rescuing a friend of ours, Finn Sardok, who was taken to another world against his will.
You also are aware of Haruki and his dreamy stuff.
Right. We were being guided by a magical thing that my giant friend has.
Her eyes will shift toward the giant thing, your giant friend.
Sure, the thing. Slowly.
It's like, and knowing that she can hear him, but kind of in that, it's like, show it to the demon.
Yeah.
But it is
Don't call her that. Don't call her that.
Oh, I guess I have to push the button to talk.
You do have to push the button to talk. Maybe. I don't know how your stuff is set up.
Well, you don't have to, but if you want us to hear you, it helps.
Yeah, if I want
Yeah,
you to
that's
hear me.
true.
Effectively, I have to push the button to communicate properly. Before he pulls it out, he'll just say, he'll look.
You're breaking up again, dude.
Kaiki, has shown me visions and the symbol, and he will. He's probably drawn it on some kind of parchment or whatever. The symbol.
Oh yeah, symbol. Show her that.
And so he won't. The visions.
You're
breaking up.
So he won't show her the owl, but he will inform her that the visions that he receives have shown him this symbol, and he will show her the parchment of the symbol with the symbol on it.
This
I see
item, I would see it.
Haruki will defer to Thorn, and I'm sure Thorn will do it. Yeah, show him.
He's doing the side nod.
So Haruki will reluctantly reach in and kind of his pouch and reverently unwrap the owl.
You unwrap the owl. You're holding it, and then it's suddenly no longer in your hand. And she's holding it, and she's looking at it. Thorn, you can actually feel a sort of swell of magic. It's really weird. You've never experienced anything like that. I mean, you've been through the Banestorm, you've been around Gesslin. It's just this magic feels really weird to you. And she's like looking at it, and I need from everyone a perception check in the box. This is vision based, and all PCs but Haruki and Thorn will take a -2 penalty due to distance. I guess Aramis is still locked in the weird bow.
Oh, it's got me at the wrong moment.
I have absolutely no idea what you said.
There we go. There's the one in the box.
Okay, so let's see. So Thorn and Brum are the only ones that will actually note this, because I guess everybody else is distracted by the sheer number of armored cat people that are holding spears. They're not lunging or inaggressive or anything like that. They're just sitting there waiting for you to do something PC like. But Thorn and Brum will note that as she's looking at, as Zat al-Dawahi is looking at this thing, she sort of blinks, like she's slightly surprised about something, and her gaze is going to very momentarily flicker towards Amira. So the two of you, does Brum and or Thorn have body language human? Ironic, considering neither one of them are human.
No.
So noted.
Haruki
So,
does. Body
yeah,
language,
but you didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Is there a default for body language?
No.
Yeah, I think that's one of those
Oh,
skills
wait.
that
I think it's a double default.
I think it's like a psychology default or something.
I don't know. You'd have to look it up. It's on a page somewhere.
It's on a
It's
page.
181. Basic 181.
Detect lies or
Might
psychology
actually be worth
-4.
looking up.
Body language defaults to detect lies -4 or psychology -4.
Yeah, so double defaults, none of which Brum has.
So sad. So yes, so Zat al-Dawahi is looking at this, and she's like, "How extraordinary! It would seem that your prince is no longer in this reality at all, but cast
3
adrift
moons
from Earth by the Banestorm." Wait, she's not going to know about the Banestorm because you didn't mention that part. So I need to adjust my notage.
Actually,
But this,
how long did she process all that?
very quickly.
Okay.
And it's not out of the realm of possibility for Thorn to presume that the magic that he felt was like her doing some sort of analyze or something like that, because you probably have seen Gesslin do that kind of stuff in the past. Finn couldn't really do it that way. I don't remember if Arn had like analyze magic or anything like that.
I don't recall.
He's dead to you.
Yeah, so it's
Or
like
is
she's like, but this curious little thing shows me not the future, but the past. And a strange one at that. And again, since Thorn and Brum were the only ones that actually were, I guess, appropriately paying attention, I guess that sort of makes sense. With Ismir is likely eyeing the guards to make sure they don't lunge toward his principal, and Aramis is like, "Oh, my back! I'm stuck in this bow," and she hasn't, said I can stand up.
Ismir, but Ismir has actually gotten a little bit more respect for this Jin by the simple fact that he has reversed, and he notices that Amara is back in Amara's body. He's like, I like this Jin. One of the few.
Until she relocates you outside of yours.
That's right. She's gonna put you in somebody else's
Brum's?
body. Let's see. She's gonna. It looks like she's gonna end up putting you in Brum's body.
But that would be an improvement.
She continues. Remember, the voice is just all sorts of weird, so it's kind of creepy to hear her talking. She's like, at this time, retrieving him is not something done easily or quickly. But I am certain that he can be returned to the earth with some effort. Thus do I offer you this bargain. I shall assist you in retrieving your lost prince, should you do me 3 boons.
Thorn starts to say, yeah, name it, and then stops himself and thinks about that.
We'll jump in with,
You're breaking up.
oh man.
You need better headset.
Apparently, no. I need a boon for my wife.
So
would you like a headset for Christmas? I can buy you one.
Make sure it's got a wire, so Mark is forced to plug it in, and he's like, ugh!
That's what I would get.
So Haruki was about to say something.
I'm trying to think how much he trusts her, but he was like, if it returns my master Finn Sawdok, then you shall have your 3 boons, Oni.
And Thorn winces a little.
She is actually going to frown slightly. You can just barely see it underneath the mouth. I don't know what that is. What that's officially called?
Veil?
The veil? Is it veil? Okay. And then she's going to address Haruki, and she's going to state flatly, is like, you shall not again speak to me in such a tone. And just like that, Haruki, you literally cannot speak to her in anything that is not utterly and completely polite.
Yes, my mistress.
And he's got a "what the hell" expression.
And Thorn's
These
like,
boons are.
Thorn's looking at him like, that's better. That's better.
Gives him a thumbs up sign. Like, first, I would have you carry a missive to one of my foes. He shall not allow any of mine within his walls to carry this out of fear. But you are clearly not of mine. And second, I would have you retrieve an item from the ruins of a city. Depending upon the results of the previous 2, my 3rd boon shall be one of many options that I cannot yet say.
Fetch quest. Delivery quest. We're good for those.
Very good. And then she sort of, stands. Again, it's kind of weird. And she's like, Rana, these are my guests. See to the stabling of their animals and provide them rooms to rest. We shall discuss further at dinner tonight how best to retrieve your missing prince. And then she zeroes in on Haruki and she's like, I will hold on to this tiny thing until then to conduct further tests. I assure you it will be returned undamaged and unaltered in any way.
Haruki will bow deep and it's like, you honor me with, please. No, mistress. Or madam.
Even as he's going, no, give it back.
I know, he's screaming. Part of his mind is screaming. It's like, what are you doing, you big dumb look?
Yeah, without any fanfare, there's no flash or explosion or anything like that. She's just no longer there. And one of the attendant that had announced her sort of steps forward and identifies herself. He's like, I am Rana, if you will please. And she's mostly addressing herself to Amira, simply based off of the fact that just looking at the way Amira is, well, in this case, it's less that how she's. I guess it probably is still how she's dressed because her clothes are like higher quality and such like that. She's very obviously recognized that Amira is a higher status than everybody else. She's like, if you will accompany me, I will have a room set aside. I suspect you would greatly wish to clean yourselves of the travel dust.
Where Amara goes, I go.
Not all the time.
Wow. Really? You had to go there?
I don't know. Apparently Izmir wanted to go there.
No, I said whatever. Where Princess Amara goes, I go.
No, technically she's just a lady. I don't know. That's a question. So
yeah, Shake is not that high.
Shake is 2. I want to say 2.
In Crusader Kings, Shake is at the county level.
I'm looking. So technically, I think her status is actually just 1, not 2. I'm gonna have to double check that because it's supposed to be 1 less than her father's, and he was inexplicably, we discovered after the fact, oh crap, his status is slightly lower than frickin' Finn's.
Right.
She will also gesture toward your camels and recommend you retrieve anything that you would not wish to be left with them. Stabled, yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Nothing.
Brum will gather his gear. When he gets a moment, he will ask Rana, assuming we speak the same language.
Yeah, this is probably when it just sort of sinks into you that that's not English or English. That's definitely Arabic, but for some reason you seem to be able to understand it okay.
So her mouth is saying words that don't match what I'm hearing.
That is correct. It's like she's in a Japanese movie. It's a dubbed movie.
So Brum will say, this master of yours, is she a good one or is she like the others?
You wanted to say, is she a good witch or a bad witch?
And Brum, he doesn't have body language, but he's going to try and note if answering it is uncomfortable for her.
What was that, Ethan? You were saying something?
I was making a terrible joke. Is she good witch, is she bad witch, or is she a sandwich?
That's terrible.
Yeah, you're right. That was a pretty terrible joke.
Well, but it was verbally delivered, so that's an improvement, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah. So Rana will actually, That's something I should have looked up, is the proper pronunciation of that in Arabic. I'm not as sure if Rana is right.
I think that's probably correct.
Well, she will look at you, Brum, and when she's like, there is no one like my mistress.
Right,
And
but that does not answer my question.
Anyone who actually has body language can make a check against that in the box.
Was there any hesitation, or was it like
Nope.
she answered straight away?
Straight away.
Very practiced.
Very forceful, even.
Again, Brum says, right, but that did not answer my question. I wanted to know whether she was good or bad.
I think she's probably going to look at you and start to smile and say, "You're new to the Jin lands, aren't you?"
You are correct.
Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun. Let's see, how is she actually going to respond to that? That is a That is
Is anyone of our party paying attention to this? Like, did people roll in the box for body language?
doesn't look that way. I guess nobody was paying attention to it. They were like gathering their stuff, and poor Thorn was possibly hesitantly grabbing Smilblam from the, maybe the sack that it's in.
I think she would probably say she's a paragon to her friends and a demon to her enemies.
A dream to some, a nightmare to others.
That too.
Damn it, now I want to watch Excalibur again.
That happens every now and again.
Let's see. Yeah, it's probably going to be something like what he said, like what Daniel suggested. It's like a paragon to her friends and a nightmare to her enemies. It would be wise to become her friend. And as she says that, she's definitely going to glance towards Haruki.
And to those who serve her. What is she to them?
She is our mistress.
Actually, what are they to her? They are neither friend nor enemy.
She is our mistress. Come, baths await.
Baths are good. We need those. Especially Brum.
And at least I suspect what same what is this you're talking about, Mark?
Oh,
Random.
I just put in random stuff. If you took the mountain, stretched him out an extra foot taller, and proportioned him as such, that's as big as Haruki is.
So yeah, we probably need to find a way to adjust your picture, because you shouldn't be big old fat boy.
Actually, I think half Thor's older brother is about a foot taller than him.
Yeah, have you seen those pictures? They're insane.
He's the runt.
It's like there was this fun. I saw the funny picture of him standing next to I can't remember her name, the actress who plays Cersei, and it's like she like barely comes up to his chest. And, so he's like just super massive, beyond her. And then you have this picture of him standing next to his two brothers who are like so much taller than he is. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
It's like
I want
lower
to see her standing
shoulder.
next to them. So, also, while this is going on, at least I suspect Thorn is possibly the only one that's potentially paying attention to that. Where Zianra and Ziara, the two cat people that I have shared images of, they immediately get involved in like a staring contest. And interestingly enough, it is Zianra who looks away first. And as you guys are being led toward the baths, she will trail like exactly 4 steps behind Thorn, which is possibly a little creepy as well.
Mm-hmm.
The camels are led out of the throne room by some guards, and there will also be some additional guards accompanying you, but they do not seem to be like the type that are, hey, we're watching these dudes to ensure that they don't go murder hobo and everything. Khalid and Umar are present as well. They are very, very quiet. They are looking around with that wide-eyed expression of, oh my God, am I about to die horribly? Think of them as they're all guy, what's his name on Galaxy Quest. They're convinced that all of that both of them are convinced that they are wearing red shirts.
Yeah, Thorn's gonna pass by, clap him on the shoulder, and says, "You don't worry, you're gonna live at least till dinner."
That's not going to cause them to freak out at all, is it?
Brom will ask him about their backstory. I don't know. I can't remember.
I never really thought about it. I've been doing this for. Oh my God!
Yeah, but they have names. They're mauve shirts at the worst.
Do I?
Did you watch that biker scout video I linked the other day or the other week? Existential biker scouts. That's basically it. They come to the realization they're just extras.
So you will be led down into an area, and you can just feel the atmosphere sort of change. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is definitely like a bathing area. The Rana will turn you over to another dude, who's like, obviously a servant, and she will instruct him to see to you, and she is going to start taking Amira and Zianra off in a slightly different direction.
Ismir will be, my lady, do you wish me to accompany?
Amira will actually look to Rana with, obviously like asking a question with her expression, and to which Rana will look at give Ismir a look, make what is the eyeing up and down. She's like, "Are you a woman? Are you a eunuch?"
I am her guard.
But are you a woman, or are you a eunuch?
I am neither. I am her guard.
Then you are not allowed in this wing because you are a man.
My lady, do you wish me to accompany or not?
Seems rather culturally appropriate that you wouldn't even attempt to do that.
Amira was like, "No, we're fine. You heard the mistress of misfortunes. She gave us guest right."
Your will, my lady.
You better be careful, Ismir. They're the mistress is going to see that you want to go with the women, and she's going to make you a woman.
Or neuter you so you can.
So you will be escorted to a rather large bath area. There are some servants, young men, boys that they're clearly trained as ninjas, based on how how they're able to appear and disappear seemingly at will.
Surprising no one here.
Probably not. You will be asked if there are any refreshments that you are desirous of.
I need an alcoholic beverage of some form.
Very good, sir.
Do you have iced water with lemon?
Wow, 8 to 10,000 calories. That's crazy, man. Let's see. Well,
He eats the horse. He eats the camel.
yeah, you guys, you guys were traveling with started out with left Dillabone with 13 camels. I think you may have gotten here with 10. Everybody's looking at Haruki like, really, dude? Really?
I may have to get change his consumption up just because of the sheer amount. Not so much that he has to eat more, but often just.
Well, that might not actually be. That might actually be assumed already.
But
for
yeah, go ahead.
No, that's fine. It's not a big deal.
It's crazy. I'm just like, how many calories is that? Is it like 3,000 supposed to be? Is it 2,000 or
Average
3,000?
person? Yeah.
Yeah,
2 to
2,000
3
is. Good Lord. 4 to 5 adults. Yeah, that's about right. Although at that point, you're starting to wonder if he's actually eating the adults. So the water, the bath is like that perfect temperature. Somehow finding the ideal balance between too hot and not quite hot enough. Magic is probably involved. There'll be stuff like wine and grapes. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take it for what it is. I'm gonna strip off. I'm gonna get in the water. I'm gonna relax.
Haruki's already in there, like, oh. He steps in the water. He just plays the water.
Yeah, you probably did displace it a bit.
Thorn's going to see his reflection and... Nobody told me my wings change colors. I mean, it's not bad. It's just different.
Damn, that smell blam. But yeah, that bath is going to go a very long way in restoring the morale of, because you guys have been on the road for quite a while, and I'd have to actually look at the calendar since, I was actually paying attention to it. I'm like, Mark, huh?
Yeah.
Mark's like, eh. It is almost. It's almost been. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since you have set out from the lost city. So you've got at least 2 weeks of dirt and grime and sand to wash off.
Camel spit.
And camel spit. And is someone who went. I'm trying to remember how long it was that I went without a actual proper shower / bath in the army during Desert Shield / Storm. I want to say 3 months, but I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was 3 for me.
It sucked. But once you are cleaned, refreshed, you can. That's what I forgot to check, because of course I did. Soon after you are cleaned and refreshed, you will be, and bathed. You will be shown to your individual rooms, and they are literally individual. Each person has their own, fairly large room. Including, hey, there's even a nice little bed that is sufficiently large for Haruki.
I will ask one of the servants if they have method of cleaning our clothes.
Certainly, just let us know which clothes you wish to have cleaned, and they shall be cleaned for you.
Did they provide any like bathrobes or towels or anything like that?
There's absolutely going to be that sort of stuff. This is like the crazy height of luxury, especially to Ismir, who's accustomed to living in the desert.
Actually, he may never have seen this before.
No, I was a slave in the Jin land, so I probably have seen in some form.
Yeah, what is your did you actually, okay, you went with savoir-faire military, because I was going to say, with your high stealth, and if you had went with a savoir-faire servant, it's entirely possible you could have been trained as one of the ninjas. This is how they get their ninja training. They're like baristas.
Does Thorn's room have a window?
I am certain it does.
He's going to look out that window and see what the city looks like.
It looks very much like the thing, and I don't know. Remember if Brian? Nope, Brian closed that. So the Citadel itself is near the top of this thing. So the very large mountainy thing.
Oh, the whole thing isn't the building.
The whole thing is not. It's sort of like the Minas Tirith thing, where it's like
right.
The fortress itself is present, but you have different levels and such like that. The city itself, you can see, spreads out down at the bottom or down there. You can also feel the feel and slash hear the sound of the ocean nearby. Although, unfortunately, you very obviously can't see it from here because we're not facing in that direction.
Thorn's going to look out at the city and go, oh! And then he's going to look back at his door, and then he's going to go out the window.
Is that the last we're going to see of Thorn for
maybe
a really long time? So is he going to miss dinner?
He's going to forget where his window is.
That would be about right.
He's going to come back a couple hours later and start poking through all the windows trying to find his. This isn't where I parked my car.
Maybe that might be what happens to him. So you are given the opportunity to rest, to do, just basically veg out for a little bit, and it is one of those. It's like, after that very very lovely bath, making the mistake of sitting down, you start, you will all sort of start noticing the various aches and pains that that had been in there seems to have mostly seeped away. Soon after, as your clothes are generally returned, not all of them, but some of them you are provided. You are provided. Let me start over. You are provided adequate clothes to wear for the dinner. Although both of quite a number of you will be asked if you have any idea where the elf guy went, because he does not seem to be in his room. Let's see. I'm wondering. Maybe Haruki might be. I think Haruki is probably the person who's going to know the most about Thorn's tendencies to go climbing and doing all that crazy stuff, because he knew Thorn at least a little bit in before we set
Before
out
the
for
expedition,
the
yep.
Orklands. Yeah. So Ismir is still really new to knowing him. Brum has
I'm just
only
rolling
yeah.
IQ because it's more of he has wings. There's a window. I could just hazard a guess. He might have gone for a flight.
Yeah, Ismir has not been in a position to really know about his obsession.
I don't think anybody but Haruki is really. Brum might have an inkling of it, but he hasn't known him quite long enough
Yeah,
to
that's
see
true.
that stuff.
We didn't know
Aramis
him till
and
Kermering.
Ismir definitely don't. At any rate, you will be informed. The lot of you will be informed that dinner will be served, and you are invited to accompany the servant dudes.
Oh, food. Real food.
Brom's going to
Yeah.
ask if the servants, if they have any of the tobacco, like the new tobacco that he's got.
Are you gonna change? Are you gonna end up changing addiction tobacco to addiction pesh or whatever it is?
It's still tobacco to Brom. It's just fancy tobacco.
It's just wacky tobacco.
Yeah, if you show that to one of them and ask that, the guy will give you a very slightly surprised look, but say yes if you so desire it. We can provide some of that.
Right. Then, yeah, please. Is it on the house, or do I have to pay for it?
You are our mistress's guest.
Right. Great. Then bring some extra. Actually,
Nice.
I should. I'm rolling this, but I'm choosing to fail.
Oh.
Yes, I'm definitely choosing to fail.
Wow.
Totally wasted, right?
It occurs to me that if we could figure out how to get the rule set to do a skill cap, and you could set a cap to 1, so you
Would
could
you?
auto fail.
So you guys will be escorted to a very elaborate, and I could not find the image, the image that I wanted, but it's just very large dining room sort of thing. There's big table. It's got plenty of food on it. Lady Amira and Zianra will arrive soon thereafter. Like you, they are dressed in different clothes, so it's clear they're sort of getting those washed as well. The mistress, Zat al-Dawahi, is not present when you arrive. Although, when asked, Rana will say that this is not infrequent. As her mistress does not require food in the traditional sense. She will also ask about your missing companion, which will definitely cause at least Yanra to be like looking around with I don't want to say necessarily a worried look, but just a where the hell is he at? Like, look.
Our friend has a tendency to explore high places, and your city grants him that, how is it you say, itch to scratch?
Well, I certainly hope he won't run afoul of anything bad. The food is excellent. Speaking of Mr. Climby Guy, what specifically is your target?
Nothing in particular. He's just flying around looking at the city and landing on things that he probably shouldn't.
So he's definitely going to be able to see that this is, there is a port here. It's like on the other side of this Citadel thing. It's like a very protected harbor. There are ships there and stuff like that. But I don't actually remember if Thorn has ever actually seen the sea or not.
Yes, I think the place that he was originally from was on the coast.
And he has been on a boat ride.
The boat ride's different than the sea. Wait, when was a boat ride?
Was he not transported back? Oh, that's right. No, Gesslin. Smilblem.
Dude, he was like super young. That may not even may not even remember that.
Yeah, well, then again, he might remember it.
Well, at any rate, there's the ocean.
Yeah, well, either way, it's probably been a while, so I'll have to check that out.
He will definitely be getting some additional looks because, well, he's got wing. He's a dude with wings. So, as stated, the food is fantastic. It's very, very, very good, and it's a pity Thorn's missing it. It is so far and above better than the kind of mediocre trail rats that you guys have been subsisting on that it's just hard to compare the two. All right, who is Mark? You're hot micing.
Sorry.
I was like, okay, who's doing that? Is somebody trying to talk? So midway through the meal, Zat al-Dawahi she's just suddenly there, in a seat, at the head of the table, and she will greet Lady Amira, and you glance around and sort of got that obvious, we seem to be missing someone, and Daniel, I need you to give me a Dex -8 or an Acrobatics -5 check. Yep. So 1 minute you're like perched on top of these minarets, just enjoying the view, and then suddenly you find yourself seated at a table with everybody else.
Got his knees up against his chest, sitting in the seat like that. So, oh, I missed dinner. Hi.
Yes. It would be unfortunate if you ran afoul of some of the darker elements of the city. Zat al-Dawahi will place the owl, the little opal owl thing on the table, And to Amira, she says, I have located your prince, but retrieving him is not possible at this time. He is too far, and the connection through this strange little device is a very tenuous one. Do not despair, however, because my study of this strange device has uncovered a thing that you might not have been aware of. Allow me to show you. And she just sort of gestures, and abruptly you all find yourselves somewhere else. It's really weird. It's like you're there, but you recognize that you're also still sitting at your table. Finn is half kneeling with his left leg extended before a fire. He looks kind of rough. The leg has been pretty badly bandaged. He's got cuts, bruises, burns across the exposed skin, which isn't terribly surprising because both Brum and Thorn had those sort of things after running away from the from the Banestorm as well. At his back, 3 moons are hanging in the sky. And you can see him begin to use the ritual path magic to start sculpting a sigil that is apparently also like drawn in the dirt. So he's like using, sort of using what he's drawn or what has been drawn in the dirt as a basis. And as he does, and this is definitely something that Haruki had sort of kind of noticed previously, that it always felt like there was someone else there. This time he will actually, you will all see, actually, it is Amira, who is dressed pretty much identically to how she is now. And she even has the same sort of healing cut on her face that happened the day you guys left Dulabon, when Zianra, who was in her body, kind of fell out of the saddle because her tail wasn't there. The scene fades back to the scene, not the scene fades back, but it just sort of dissolves, and you're back at the dining room, and she's like, Zat al-Dawahi is like, retrieving him is not easily done, but as you can see, sending someone to him is not only possible, but foreordained. Tell me, O vessel of my most beloved and hated kinsman, whose name I shall not utter, was this your intent all along, knowing that once I saw this thing, I would be forced to see it done? And as she speaks, her tone, sort of body language is like definitely shifting towards maybe irritation. Not quite anger, but irritation. Amira is immediately going to start, doing the diplomacy thing. Like, well, what we didn't know anything like this was happening. And she's going to definitely look at least toward, I believe it's going to be Haruki and Thorn, who are the 2 people who have also seen this vision in the past. So she's going to be consulting you guys for confirmation, like, no, I didn't know anything about this. Did you?
Thorn's got the mouth full of couscous or whatever, and it's like, "Rrr."
I'm unaware, my lady.
Probably still irritated, like, grr, why can't I yell at her?
Every time he thinks Oni, it comes out as lady. And with great difference, you know.
Can I get a hearing-based perception check from everybody in the box, please? I don't know if anybody has anything that enhances your hearing.
have
So it
something
may
that
just
dulls
be
it.
may just be a standard perception check. Guess I'm just waiting on it. Okay, there it is.
I was just looking to see if Stalker or the other one might give me some pluses.
No, it's normally just going to be like acute hearing and taste. Is that right? It's one that's weird. No, it's acute hearing and acute vision. Is it acute smell and taste that
Taste,
are
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be acute hearing. I didn't know if anybody actually had put any points in that one. Looks like no one does. So Thorn. Huh, interesting. So it looks like it's just Thorn. What's up with you guys' crappy rolls?
That's
Why
because
do
we
I
can't
keep
see
making
them.
I know, right?
If we can't see them, we don't know they're crappy.
But the GM knows they're crappy. I mean, they're not
Maybe.
they're not critical fail crappy, but they're not great. So Thorn, you will actually hear her Zat al-Dawahi murmur something under her breath, and you think she said, "And so the time has come." But she shakes her head and then continues in a louder, normal voice. He's like, this changes things. This changes things only a little. My second task will require you to retrieve 2 things from Irin.alimad instead of just 1, but that will come later. First, we must attend to the present. It's like, gather that which you need, O vessel, and ready yourself. I will send you, and only you, for the power required to send but a single person to this place is beyond your comprehension. And I shall send you upon the morrow. And then whoosh, she's gone. She likes to do that.
Who's
Who's
you?
she sending?
She's sending
She
a mirror.
was very clearly addressing Amira. In fact, that is something that you guys have noticed is she keeps calling Amira vessel. She's never used her name. Although honestly, she hasn't really called any of you by name.
So the vision that we had Finn and someone that looked exactly like Amara too, right?
Yeah, you basically saw Amira there with him. Yes.
And
Was the impression that we were getting, was this a future vision or was this the current state?
I assumed it was future.
It looked like probably. Well, I don't know if you could say it's present or future. She was dressed pretty much the same sort of way she is now, and she has a little cut that had not fully healed on her face, and you saw the same cut, and it looks like it's about the same healed. But at least for Brum and Thorn, it's going. Finn looked pretty much exactly the same, as apart from his leg was bandaged, and that's been, I'd have to look, more than a week, 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So tomorrow will be like 2 weeks. So Amira looks a little surprised.
What does she mean by vessel? I am confused by this term.
Let's see.
I think it means what it sounds like, Haruki. We just don't know why.
Right, well, a vessel is a boat, yeah?
It can also be a bowl.
So she is like a boat?
No, Amira is gonna at least look. She's gonna glance towards Ismir almost with a. I don't want to say apologetic, but just that might be the closest thing. But she's like she refers to me as such because that is what I was meant to become before we broke from our former master. From birth, I was selected, trained, and prepared. Oh well, why is my phone being stupid? Stop interrupting me, phone. Okay, she doesn't say anything about a phone. That's just the GM griping at his phone. She's like, from birth, I was selected, trained, and prepared to be used by our dread master as a receptacle, a vessel, if you will, for newborn Jinn. It is why my father broke from our master and led the Fayul into the deep desert, and it is why even now our old master hunts for my people, because of my bloodline.
Yeah, we call that married back in Caithness.
Not in. No, I don't think you understand, but okay.
It's not unusual.
It's more of a possession.
So you become not your own when this Jin or this Oni takes over.
Right, so it is just like marriage.
You guys
That's
are
what
going
I
all
was
straight
saying.
to hell. The
Cheers.
newborn Jin is placed into a vessel, and the vessel, its mind is hollowed out and lost. So the Jin has a flesh puppet to drive until it no longer needs it.
Haruki will say some kind of, something in Saudis that's kind of cursing the concept and process.
I look
And
at
everybody understood
I
what
do
he
look
said.
at Amira and I do say, my lady, my life is pledged to yours and to your safety. You just say the word and I will get you out of here. You tell me what you need and I will protect you.
I don't think you can do that.
We undertook this task to rescue Lord Finn, knowing that it might be dangerous for all of us. Yet here we are. My
And I
father
will
bound
fulfill
me
those
and the
tasks.
Fayul to him with the water oath. So this is my task, and I shall see it done.
You hold great honor, Amira-san.
Hey, we were going to get Finn back anyway, so we'll just get them both back. No problem.
Exactly.
I will be relying on you to attend your duties here so that we may be quickly retrieved.
And as it seems to me, if Amira is there with Finn, she cannot become this vessel, yes? She's protected there from whatever powers that may attempt to
That'll
invade her.
definitely cause her to, react with a, I hadn't actually considered that.
So for the time being, while away, she would be safe.
You're right,
At
my
least
lady.
safe.
You're right. I must perform my duty. That way, you
Haruki
and
giggles.
Finn can be
Duty,
reunited back to the Sheikh. I will
Very
do my
good.
duty.
Very, very good. So we should make sure to eat up. And then she's going to glance towards Zianra and say, afterwards, if you will assist me, please. And again, at least to Thorn, it's creepy how meek and really kind of almost subservient Zianra has been acting since you've arrived here.
Yeah, he keeps trying to talk to her a little bit, and she's just passing by like nothing, like she's busy.
That, or if you're walking, you find her exactly 4 steps behind you. Exactly. How does she manage that? Right.
She's trained as a court ninja too.
Well, she does have a really high stealth, I think. So, also, Thorn is the only person who has actually had decent food since before you guys left, because there was that Jin repast a couple days ago. This food is so much better. It's like sort of comparing a pretty mediocre convenience store pizza to one made by an expert pizza guy from Chicago or New York, depending upon your preference.
Izmir, out of confidence, says, "I would like something with alcohol today. What do you have?"
Yeah, well, it's like, okay, well, here's this spice beer. What's the worst that could happen then, right?
I will have some of that. Let me try some spice beer.
And that's the last we ever saw of Ismir, because he went, "Hey, I have a window. I wonder if I can fly like Thorn."
Whoa!
Splat.
I also am alcohol intolerant, so it's like, I feel confident today. Maybe I can have some alcohol today.
Oh, intolerant. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's one of those where everybody's like, he takes a sip and then bam, he's down.
We're gonna
Pretty much.
12 hours later, we're gonna find him and Brum in some random hallway just laid out.
Well,
with
normally it
candy
would take,
wrappers and
to me, alcohol this would be like, just drinking one beer and I'm already tipsy. I'm like,
Kind of like Brum after one keg.
No, right?
Oh wow! It says you become intoxicated much more quickly. You get a -2 on any health roll related to drinking. I did not realize. I should have probably thought about that. That there are health rolls related to drinking.
You know what? Harugi has the same intolerance.
you have to drink quite a bit before you even get to start making those rolls.
Unless it's magical beer.
It's not that much.
Magical beer is a whole nother thing.
It's like that.
It's strength divided by 4 standard drinks.
Yeah,
every hour.
The standard drink isn't a small thing. I remember we ran into this before. Actually, I think it was Banestorm, because I think Reynold had to make those rolls.
Well, one shot is roughly a standard drink.
Right, but that's not beer.
I think it might be Callahan's.
I'm pretty sure it was in the basic set somewhere.
Oh, I wasn't planning on actually looking it up.
Quite alcoholic.
So he'll try a keg, or not a keg, but a cup of the spice beer.
Jug.
A jug, yeah, that's it. A jug of spice beer, and he'll down one.
Woot! Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's based off of strength. So, yeah, Ismir is definitely a lightweight. Holy crap, he's got a strength of 10.
Yep. A couple hours later, he's going to be telling us all about how much he loves doing his duty.
And because Brum might be stoned, he might be over there chuckling and giggling because he keeps hearing duty. Duty.
You said ass.
So, yeah. So, you can do whatever you wish for the evening. Amira will excuse herself and take Zianra with her to
Guys.
go get prepared.
Guys, they've got ocean here.
What is an ocean?
They've got
Oh,
ocean
that's a
here.
good
It's got
point.
boats and everything.
What's a boat?
I will
He
definitely.
might actually know what a boat is because
Yeah.
I can
They're all
kind of
coastal.
see. Well, no,
Sure, he's
that's
heard
not
of
what I
it.
meant. Yeah, I'm thinking mostly from the it's the Jin. They probably have the sand skimmer things, which are like boats that sail on the sand. It's magic.
Where they take their prisoners out to the pit with the giant worm thing.
I don't know
And throw
anything
them
about
in.
that. I wish I had thought of that. Damn it. Yeah, but then they'd have to have a single boat just for Haruki.
And it's a low rider.
Yeah, so it's not going to be difficult to actually find a window or something like that will open up so you can actually see the ocean from here if you wish to end up showing Ismir. And I do think Mark was actually right. I think all of the Jin no, not all of them, but most of them are coastal. So naturally, he's going to be from the one that isn't. So that way he can have never seen it before.
Well, Brom definitely wants to see the ocean. He's heard stories, but he's never seen it.
Been seeing it, but I would also ask if they have like a drill yard or a place for arms practicing.
Oh,
how do you
yeah,
say
they
it?
absolutely have that.
And I was wondering if I could use their facility for training. But
So
I'd
they're
go
gonna
see the
look,
ocean first, and then I'd go over and do that.
they'll
This is-
look at you a little weird because it is getting a little late for that. But they're like, yeah, if you want to, although it is getting kind of late.
This is a Jin's palace. They probably got a proper danger room.
Well, that's good because I want to practice with my spear some more.
Is that what we're calling it these days?
Well, I don't know what it is yet, so I just know it's just wow. You guys are bad. I'm gonna practice with my spear.
Oh, we haven't yet even begun.
Oh,
Yeah, you welcome to the Thunderdome.
Dirty
Could be it.
minds, dirty minds. Wow.
Maybe. So yeah, you can at least see a little bit of the ocean. It's obviously since it is getting dark, because you were initially it was late in the day when you passed the boundary stones. So it is getting dark. It's difficult to actually make out a whole lot. But hey, you can definitely probably check it in the morning. So unless there is something specific that's going to take a considerable amount of time, because I can just Ismir can train with the spear. Thorn can go off and fly or do stuff. Brum can get stoned. I don't know what Haruki and Aramis are
Haruki
going
is all
to do.
about going into town and checking out this place. This place looks fascinating.
Oh my god, there's so much here you can break.
Yeah,
And there
but
is
it is
so much here.
it is getting late.
Well,
so
and he needs to do it on the morrow.
Right.
Right now,
So-
he's been offered a comfy bed and food, and he's asking for snacks as well because he is probably
it's-
still stark raving. With all the magic around here, it's triggering his additional consumption.
Well,
So he's
on the bright side, they have a shit ton of food that's right there, and you're like, sweet, okay, this is really good. This is awesome.
every time everyone sees Haruki, he's eating something.
So I guess the image may be more correct than we think. So the following morning, you will, after an exceptional night where you are just, the bed's perfect. Well, I don't know if it's perfect, but it's an actual bed, and it has been quite a while. And you are, so you all sleep very well. It's weird, at least for Haruki, that hey, he's not having to sleep on the, what is it? What are those things? Tatami mats? Is that right? What
Yeah,
they
tatami
sleep
mats.
on? Yeah, it's an actual bed, and it's somehow able to support his weight with no issue. Freaking magic, right? The following morning, you will be summoned again to the throne room. There's the usual guards and the like, along with Rana, who is definitely seems to be the sort of like the chambermaid or chamberlain. Nothing else. She's definitely running things when the mistress bails. Maybe she's actually the mistress, and Zot is just driving her or something. Probably not.
Does she stand over there in that corner behind that curtain when the mistress is here?
Probably not. No, actually, she's going to be doing Miss Sandy. I think that's who that was. The black chick that always announced for Daenerys. Where she's like standing where she's standing in front of there, and it's like blah blah blah, Stormborn, blah blah blah. And at some point, somebody, probably Brum, will be like, this is Finn.
He's from Caithness.
Let's see. So, I would like everybody to give me another perception check at -2. I don't really care if it's in the box or not in this case. Wow, that was funny. It's like, brah! So, let's see. So, it looks like everybody succeeded. How about that? Nope, wait. Sorry, Brum and Haruki did not succeed. My mistake, their fault.
And Aramis.
Okay, only 2 out of 5.
Aramis. Wow, yeah, I was totally looking at the just buy 2, buy 2, buy 1, and paying next to no attention to the success or fail thing. All right, so Ismir and Thorn. Let's get that right. Ismir and Thorn, when you guys arrive into the throne room, the two of you will actually note that long dagger that was dropped by the dude that Zat al-Dawahi dusted is still exactly where it fell and stuck in the floor.
Is it?
Amira will enter. She has a pack which obviously has that like medical kit, bandages, stuff like that, food, water. Is there actually anybody who has body language?
I definitely do not.
I don't think anybody did.
Actually, that's not true. Haruki's got body language.
Oh,
Haruki,
yeah, you're
right.
give me a check in the box, please.
Well, Brom's body has always made noises and stuff like that, but he's never worked out what it's trying to say.
Trying to say he's old.
And rickety.
He's only 87. That's still young.
Yeah, that's around. Isn't that pretty close to what Aragorn was?
Yeah.
So, Haruki, with your body language, you can actually. I totally just noticed that I made the comment that it's like anyone with the skill can tell without making a roll, and then I made him make a roll. Man, it's one of those days. Yeah. So she's tense, she's excited, she's scared, and it's all at once. But she's also spoiling to do something.
Haruki will try and give her, some kind, make a statement of some kind of like, you are doing the right and honorable thing, you are there for, you're going to Finn, we will keep our part of the, our part to this, to the mistress here, and return you and Finn back shortly. Do not do not fret, do not be afraid, for I will not stop until
See, does he have
Finn and
any
you
kind of appropriate social interaction skills that would be?
Leadership. I think I do have.
What would be a
I have the
generic
samurai
encouragement?
prayers. I have.
Yeah, what is a general encouragement?
I have.
I don't know what that would be.
Haruki's best is carousing.
Well, she will take the encouragement for what it's as it was intended.
And I will, bow, and I will take a knee and bow and hold my, blade, or hold my tetsubo. It's like upon my
he's
honor.
about to attack her with a tree trunk.
Upon my honor, I vow that I will not stop until I rescue Finn and you from this infernal place. He's my oath.
I'm gonna have to hold you to that.
I will take that oath.
Thorn is gonna find a moment of silence there to get in a word edgewise and say, Alamane, tell my brother we're coming for him.
What is that translate to?
Go with a blessing.
Because it's there's like some sort of wibbly wobbly magicy stuff going on there, where when you speak whatever it is, it seems to be like understood.
I figure it's like Star Wars, where everybody's speaking their own language, but for some reason everybody understands it anyway.
Well, that's not entirely true. What's his face? Finn
With a few
had
exceptions.
no idea what Chewbacca was saying. Damn it! I gotta fix something really quick. Just a second. So when Zat al-Dawahi arrives, she does so without fanfare. She just is abruptly sitting there on the throne again, and she's it's one of those. It's like you're looking, you look away, you look back, and she's sitting there. She looks at Amira and says, like, "You are prepared, O vessel." It's like, I can do this for only one. No one else may make the attempt at this time. Amira is actually going to immediately look at Ismir, and it's like she's almost got that don't do anything dumb expression or on her lip.
He doesn't. He goes and he kneels before Amira, and he says, "My lady, what you are doing is the honorable thing. I will make sure that the mission is a success, and that you and Finn will be returned in as quickly a manner as possible."
And I will hold you to that as well.
My life is yours.
And Zat al-Dawahi will continue. She's like, you will have limited time, O vessel. When the aperture is wrought, move quickly and do not hesitate. And then she turns her attention briefly to Rana, and she's like, escort the vessel to the stone of witness. And then she's gone again. She really likes to do that. And Rana will say, okay, if you will accompany me, please. It's a bit of a walk. It's somewhat downstairs. And she's not really lying. There is a rather considerable flight of stairs that sort of goes down and down and down. Then it opens up into this long stretch of cobblestone or whatnot that goes to a protected beach. And there you go, Brum. You can actually sort of see the ocean on the other side. At the end of this this thing of cobblestones is some sort of device that it's like, it's showing that you can see Zat al-Dawahi is present. She's standing there, and the center thing is like flickering to where it's like changing channels or something. It's very much got a Guardian of Forever from the original Star Trek kind of look or feel to it. So Thorn, you can definitely feel magic causing the air to sort of hum in this in this area. And Zat al-Dawahi will turn back, and she's like, will say, advance, vessel. And Mira starts forward. There is a strange, let's call it hiccup around you guys that, as the Mistress of Misfortune places her hand upon the stone, all of the looking at the image, you can see it has those little rune things. All of them flare up really, really brightly as I guess you would call it the event horizon there. I'm actually not sure what that would be. The portal way,
Well, that's
whatever.
what they call it in Stargate.
Yeah, the aperture. It sort of flickers, it goes dark, and then it stabilizes onto a single sort of image instead of flashing forward. And Zat al-Dawahi is like, now, go now. And Amira goes forward and disappears through the thing. Zat al-Dawahi removes her hand, and she actually almost seems to stumble. At the same time, she almost seems to be sort of like translucent, like she's not quite entirely there. And she announces in a very weak voice, it's like, it is done. Vital vessel is reunited with their lost prince. And then she looks up to her, looks at her hand, and it's almost see-through, and mutters something that you can't quite make out. It's like, I would require rest. We shall speak of the tasks I will set before you upon the morrow.
And poof.
And poof, she's gone. Although this time it wasn't an instantaneous thing. It was more of like she just faded away.
Yeah.
And Rana is standing there, and she's like, I didn't know she could do that with this. I thought it was just a scrying device.
Everybody knows that. It's obvious.
She's probably going to look at you like she doesn't quite believe you. And then she's like, oh, right, yes, of course. I apologize for my distraction there. So apparently, my mistress will summon you upon the morrow. If there is anything you would like to do in the interim, please let me know.
I think we're all going to jump in that water right now.
Izmir is going to go back to drilling to get his mind off of the fact that Tamara is gone and that he needs to focus on the task at hand. So he's going to be drilling, exercising, getting into a really good sweat, and then he'll head to the baths.
Yeah.
You will probably end up since it is in the day, you'll be able to drill against some of the other guards present. Not all of them are cat people. Some of them are regular humans, but they're more than willing to actually drill with you if you are interested.
I'm interested, and I'll even let me
He's
try to
interested in
build a
getting all
rapport.
sweaty by drilling.
With his spear. That's right. We're 12.
Oh, not the best, but oh well. He is a little crass, but he'll drill with anybody that's willing to
So
drill
that
with him.
means they are not going to have any compunctions about smacking you and knocking you around and stuff.
Probably.
Because they're like, this guy's kind of an asshole. So we're not going to pull our punches. Which might be a good thing, because then you're like, oh, cool, this is a real workout. Awesome.
It's good for you. It's conditioning.
So I believe, is Thorn actually going swimming out there?
Oh, yeah, he's getting in there.
Because it just occurred to me, it makes perfect sense that Ismir's like, oh, yeah, hell no. Because I had forgotten that he had picked up incompetent swimming.
Oh.
Yeah, so he looked at that and went, yeah, no, hell no.
I've seen it now. I'm done.
Well, that's an ocean.
Why would anybody want to go in that much water? It makes no sense to me.
This really is fascinating. Does it go on forever?
I think maybe it does. Some say it falls off the edge of the world.
And how far away is that?
It's like 2 or 3 days at least.
You end up at the Blintz Islands, if I understand it correctly. It just goes around.
No, those are farther north.
Megalos, maybe? Other side?
No, that's the other direction. That's to the west. Or east. East.
No, that's what I mean. You go west and we go around. It's like a ball, I heard.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Look,
What kind of stuff do they feed you?
Yeah.
It does not look
That's what
round,
Master Gesslin say.
but it goes on forever. Is there more ocean than there is land?
That's
Actually,
ridiculous.
You have to look at the Earth map. I think there probably is.
I don't think there's a bigger map than the one that you've seen.
There isn't a bigger map, but there is in the canon that there is another continent, at least.
I thought I remembered hearing that.
I
Which
think it's
they've
to
never-
the
Which they've never
west.
shown, so GMs can go, "Waha! It looks like this," and do whatever they want.
Either that, or it was going to be future supplements.
I like mine better, where it's like that sector or subsector of Traveler, which they've said we are never ever going to officially develop this area. It is entirely a GM thing.
Is that for even?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think to the west there is, in the canon, another continent.
Well, it's also in the east. If you go that direction.
How do you know?
Unless
Maybe you will fall off
Banestorm
the
is
cliff.
actually on the back of a giant turtle.
Yep,
Supported
it is.
by
And
4
that giant
elephants.
turtle is Gesslin.
It is now.
And he's like, damn it, this sucks. How did I get stuckered into this?
So he's a lion turtle then.
Well, he does lie a lot.
So Brum will take his boots off and step in the water like Bobby does in the Expanse, and just revel in it. And then he'll taste it because he's heard that the ocean tastes salty.
Let's see. It is also August, so that means it's actually not cold with regards to the water. Might be a little cooler, but it's not terrible.
Oh yeah, the farther out you go, the more the monsters live there.
Yep.
Brum will take will step out of the water again. Or what do you mean, monsters?
Oh, all kinds.
How is it you know so much about the ocean?
I was wondering when that was going to come up.
Guessing told us.
Okay, that's
And Brum will give you
probably
that
true.
sideways look.
I haven't actually experienced all that. But Aramis will back me up. He's seen oceans.
Is it true? Is there monsters in the ocean?
Aramis is unconscious, apparently.
Unconscious. I mean, there's big fish, small fish, crazy fish. Oh, I wasn't one of the fishermen.
I
A
have
fish
been in
is not a
oceans
monster.
too, but there's no, in my land, in my home of in South. I mean, we had ocean straight north, and I hear there are men who are shark that are like man,
Ooh, a shark.
half
That'd
man
be a
and
cool
half
PC.
shark.
What is a shark?
It
You'd
is
see, it would be even better if he was a wind mage. So
a
he
big
can
shark
cast
teeth.
a
and
Sharknado.
a big fish with big sharp teeth that can eat a man.
Do they swim here?
I do not know.
Dorndil, you should probably get out of the water.
Wait, did you feel that?
You're gonna be a dick, aren't you? Ah! I guess
He is-
Until
he is so
Thorndil
gonna-
actually
He
disappears
is
under
so
the
gonna
water.
be a dick. He is
Roll.
gonna be that guy.
Roll universe reaction. Starts out as a joke.
Oh no, he's gonna be messing with you.
Brum's already stepped out of the water.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go and go underwater like he'd been quote yanked.
No, that's totally what he's gonna do. He's gonna start pulling that crap. He'll come back up later and have a good laugh at Brum's expense.
Oh yeah, Saudis would the Saimbito, the Sharkmen. They are actually in the northern regions. The shark.
They actually have sharkmen.
Oh yeah, this is particularly true
That's
of the
pretty
Saudis,
cool.
who call the Sharkmen Samebito. These imposing creatures sometimes trade with seaside villages. On truly rare occasions, their mages exchange spells with human wizards. Sharkmen are amphibious, dark-scaled humanoids with shark-like heads. They are most commonly found among the shoals off Saud. Sharkmen swim other waters as well, some living deep in the trenches along the Yatari's northern and western shores. So I guess they could make themselves known on this side, but
Oh, there's
since I-
totally gonna be a one of the now that I know that one of the Jin is gonna have Sharkmen as his
God.
thing.
Now I'm just visualizing street sharks.
right?
Damn, that shark is buff.
Yeah, he is.
He's there, Haruki.
Right. So, Ismir is going off and drilling. Thorn is messing with Brum by pretending to be sucked into the water. Haruki, I don't know what Haruki is doing. I don't know what Aramis is doing.
Haruki
You
will
guys
probably
have
like
at least
wait
a
out for the-
day until you are summoned again, and there is a perfectly great city down there.
Oh yeah. Once Haruki is chomping at the bit to go explore the town.
Forgot Thorn actually had the swimming skill. I don't think I've
Piranha-
ever had the opportunity to use it.
Well, mostly we've been in desert areas.
Exactly.
I don't know. That
Haruki
makes
can
me
swim
wonder.
too.
I wonder if Finn can swim? I don't know.
Let's go.
Oh, hey,
Wait.
yeah,
Now,
You-
did
yeah,
that come
but
up? We
you
had
are-
that river crossing with the Cthulhu thing in it.
you get. I think it's a +4 if you
Yeah,
are
+4 for
intentionally-
intentional entry.
Intentionally.
And is Haruki overweight?
No.
He's actually
Technically.
fit, which is why I'm thinking he totally needs to have a different avatar because that dude ain't fit.
Well, that's just the face. I mean, I don't think I've seen a lot of like really, ripped, Japanese guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I am definitely not searching for that.
Searching for what?
Japanese bodybuilders. Well, actually, that might work.
Hmm.
You're a sumo wrestler with abs.
At any rate,
Yeah.
while you guys are frolicking around there, Reyna is actually going to be waiting until Thorn stops goofing off.
He's going to try to get her to come in.
Reyna's not going to be going into there.
I know she's not going to do it, but he's going to keep trying.
She will probably be, chatting quietly with Zianra, who is not particularly or responding in any significant manner. Definitely not a chatterbox for some reason. I'm mostly blaming probably Mark. But eventually, you're like, oh yeah, you've got a whole city. Why are you wasting time in this little protected harbor area?
People
When
with
you
curiosity should be forced to roll.
For what?
Exploring.
Oh yeah, well there's a city, you curious people. When you do emerge, she will inquire of Master Thorntil if you have a buyer for the caravan goods in mind. Because if not, she is authorized to purchase them in bulk for the Citadel household.
Thorn will explain that Umar and Khalid are more or less the owners of the caravan, so that would be up to them.
Ah, all right. Well, I shall speak to them then. She will also suggest that you advise the others, any of your companions who wish to enter the city, to speak to the guards before they depart. So they'll basically provide you with pass key equivalents to come back.
All right, yeah, he'll pass that along.
And then she will depart. She's gonna go, track down Umar and Khalid. So something to keep in mind. This is kind of meta here, but Umar and Khalid, they are very quickly going to say yes. We will sell it all,
And disappear immediately.
Then they will split the amount. They are going to end up leaving some for basically the party out of we kind of owe them, and then they are going to disappear into the city because they're like, yeah, I don't want to be hanging around here with a freaking Jin.
That's a good way to get snappeninged.
That is a
It's
really
not the
good
Jin
way to
that
get
scares them.
snapping.
They don't want to hang around with PCs.
They're not going to say that to PCs. That seems like a terrible, terrible idea. They're going to
Actually, of
blame
all
it
the
on
people in the
Shins.
world, the PCs are the most likely to understand.
Yeah, they've worked out that we're PCs and they're NPCs, so they don't want any part of that. They know how that ends.
Let's see. I wanted to double check to see if these guys even. Where did I? Damn it! I took them off, and now I gotta find them again. I'm gonna blame Mark for this. Damn it, Mark!
Is it his turn?
Oh, that's true. It might not be his turn. Okay, that's what I want. Awesome. Neither one of them have merchant, so they're gonna end up going. She's gonna say, "I'm willing to offer you this much," and they'll say, "Sold," and that'll probably cause her to go, "Really? I was expecting you to bargain, but okay."
No. 50 shekels, you must be mad.
What the heck was that from?
Life of Brian.
Yeah, it's like I'm sitting there going, I know this, but where? Okay, so they by the time you guys get up and about, wait, actually, make sure that's right. Math is sometimes hard.
Pavement is hard.
Yep. Ooh, hey, I can do that. Where's the thing? There it is. There's the party sheet. What the hell? So, they are actually going to be. You will end up finding out that they have basically bailed after accepting an offer to buy the stuffs. They are going to end up leaving 3,000 GURPS for
Wow.
lack of a better term, to the group.
Oh, that's why you wanted the party sheet.
Yeah, as a thank you. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I haven't messed around with the party sheet enough to.
You just put that in parcel coins? I guess.
Okay, maybe.
And then there's a button to distribute it.
Oh, is there?
Well, but it's not quite the same coinage as you
Well, I
are
think
accustomed to.
I think it'll come across as GURPS. No, I think the 3,000 is going to go in the actual number box. And if it splits it up, it's going to give it dollar signs to everybody, which we can convert on our own, I suppose.
So how do I? So I go. So.
Well, my
The-
party
the-
sheet shows like Arn, Zistral, Lord Finn, Brum Rumley,
Yeah, that's
Thorndale,
the thing
Lanvan.
that's the thing that I'm slightly worried about is there are a whole bunch of extraneous characters on the character selection. I think it's Mark's fault.
Yeah. I wonder what
I
you have
actually
to
do
do to
think
get
the
this
order.
is Mark's
So
I think
fault.
you have to recalculate.
The watch order. So if you take the names out of the watch order that shouldn't get stuff,
Right.
and then hit the button, then it should work.
But
you should leave it
may
just
wanna
like that
refactor
with
it anyway.
Brum and Thorndale. Don't add anyone else. That's fine.
Nice try, buddy.
I know
You know
you're doing it wrong now.
What is it? Buddy's only half the word. Fucker.
You've taken
okay.
this too far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's everybody.
Yeah,
So,
I think there's a
then-
recalculate button on the party sheet, so it'll redo the inventory.
rebuild party inventory.
That.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
But I think
And then
the
there is
button under the parcel
distribute-
coins.
Yeah, distribute assignments in coins.
It's something like that, yeah.
Let's see, the other one is sell items. Okay, well, let's see what happens.
Yep, that worked.
Yep,
Oh,
I have $600 reduced.
Interesting.
That is pretty cool. Okay, I have never actually played around with that.
So you can actually have items. So if you have all sorts of loots in the items, you can do the same, and it'll sell the items for the price that.
Yeah, and I see there's like a 50% thing that is probably like the default like D&D thing. Damn it! I should have just plugged that in as money, and then that would have done it. Whatever. I'll let you guys adjust accordingly. I did not know that was based entirely off of the watch order. Thank you for letting me know.
Didn't I just run into that in Earthfall?
I don't know.
I think I did.
What
We
is
ran
that
into that
standard?
recently.
How are we tracking funds? Seeing as
You're cutting
everyone's
up
got,
again.
how are we tracking funds as a standard? Like I notice, you have silver, penny.
Yeah, they're
Thorndale does
using
because that's what I'm doing is silver.
Yeah, but these
copper,
are
silver, gold.
I guess I should probably open the Banestorm thing because most of them are most of you are likely operating using Caithness coinage, but in this case, it's going to be slightly different.
I don't think we've actually dealt with coinage at all in the Defiant thing.
Right. And we've
It's mostly
really
just
only
been
kind of
monies.
defined it as silver, copper, and gold is all I've ever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that we've dealt with monies at all. I mean, we basically left Caithness. We went straight to Defiant. We haven't had to buy anything since then.
All right, so Megalos has the copper farthing, which is $1, the silver penny, which is $4, the gold mark, which is $200. Eritair uses Megalon coins. Caithness mints its own coins with the same names and values. So is the copper farthing, silver penny, and gold mark. Al-Haziz and Al-Wazif have the copper halala, $1. Oh, okay. So the silver dirham, which is $4, and the gold dinar, which is $100.
Mm-hmm. They're so creative.
I know, right? So in this case, that was 600 apiece. So it looks like you guys have at least, probably like 6 dinars, which you can then, theoretically get exchanged somewhere. Again, if I had thought that through, I would have actually said, dinars. But I didn't know it was going to split it up perfectly. So noted.
How's dinars spelled?
Dinar. I actually think I have some dinars from Iraq or Saudi. But it certainly ain't worth $100.
So what does it do on the party sheet if we change that?
It won't do anything, as far as I know, until I tell it to rebuild the party inventory. Then it will adjust accordingly.
Hit rebuild the party sheet for a second. I want to see what happens.
Wilco?
Yeah. Actually, I guess.
Yeah, so Aramis put gold dinar, and it looks like Thorn and Brum just put dinar.
I changed mine.
Now everybody's is all different. Awesome.
As usual.
Well, it consolidated some.
Yeah.
You can actually...
It's fine. I will probably go in there and adjust it somewhat after the fact.
We haven't really used it all that much, but we've got the... you can set up the currencies in the preferences, like the languages.
I don't think I have messed with currencies. Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. I guess I need to look at that.
Yeah, so if you want to unify that, you can just set them up in there, and then we could
How does this work?
It's like the languages where you just put it in there, and I think you can... There was some way where you could drag it over into the party sheet. I don't remember how I did that, but I did it once.
I will make a note to look at that and potentially adjust it and see what I can do there.
Sea Dogs, that's where I did it.
So, is there anything in the city specifically that you are looking for, that you want to see, that you want to buy?
I would. Let me do one thing. 1 second.
I believe Thorndale would like to rent some entertainment.
Never mind.
I have no idea how much that costs.
Probably more than he intends.
He can easily do that, I suppose.
Yuck. Honestly?
Exactly.
And Haruki comes along and is like, yeah, they're going to charge him double, at least.
So Haruki is definitely going to recognize that his sheer size is drawing a lot of eyes. And I know he has that. I think it was a quirk level. He's sensitive about his size.
He starts to become uncomfortable.
He starts to become uncomfortable, and then he probably starts to become more klutzy.
Yep.
Because he's overcompensating. Did I? I did. So you need to make a dex roll to get through the day without doing a pratfall, dropping books, knocking over shells.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah!
So you're going to cause a mess.
This will happen in the market.
Of course it will happen in the market.
Of course it will.
You're going to have people yelling at you and screaming. And you will also note that while you are no longer in the Citadel, even though you're no longer in the Citadel, you still seem to understand Arabic currently fluently. Meta note, the al-Dawahi did a minor tweak on you guys without even bothering asking. So currently your native language is Arabic. You don't need to change anything. It's just, as you know, you don't think about it. You start talking, you're speaking Arabic. You're hearing Arabic. Frickin' Jen, right? She didn't even bother asking. But
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
good. Also, in the market, there is going to be a rash of escaped animals.
Well, Haruki might actually cause that problem.
No, but he's going to cause a sufficient distraction.
That was actually
Haruki is the escaped animal.
That was actually going to be my next question, whether you were planning on staying together, were you wandering separately?
During the drill time, Izmir's ask one of the guards that he's drilling with, the dagger that's in the main hall, can I have it? Would that be like taboo to take it?
Nobody wants to touch it.
It belongs to the mistress. You would have to ask her if
Okay.
you dare. The fact they are hesitant about even getting near it because they are the guards. They are concerned that in this case that idiot envoy was drawing it and was attempting to attack her, the mistress, and then it sank into the stone, and so they're worried that they don't want to be perceived as, hey, I want to have this to potentially attack her. They'd hate to get turned into dust as well. Right, and you failed the savoir-faire military check.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so they're totally going to encourage you to ask for it.
And I failed my overconfidence too, so I think next time I see her, I'll be like, Mistress, would it be okay if I have that
Mind
dagger?
if I take that? And then the guards are like,
I can use
dude,
it.
he's doing it! He's doing it!
I can use it against your enemies.
Oh, God, you're so going to get ferried over that.
That's a possibility. Yeah, so those of you that are in the city, it sounds like Thorn and Haruki are at least relatively close together.
Yeah,
what about
we'll
the
stay close-ish.
others?
Brahmin tends to stay, in the general area, like within sight. So if we're in the market, we might wander off and have a look at different things, but not far from the next person.
All right, so Brum, while you guys are in the relative same area, you're slightly apart from everybody else, but you will see a number of people that are very obviously in cages. Among them, you will actually recognize a dwarf that is likely a merchant or is a merchant that has quite frequently been in this area and also goes to like Defiant and stuff like that. But he also very likely knows that you are a spy. How he knows that, I don't know. You can tell me. But Meta, your secret has activated. So there exists the possibility that you could be revealed to the current leadership if good old Thrain here returns word with it. So the question is, how does Brum react to that? How does Brum try to avoid his secret getting out?
So has this guy seen Brum?
If currently you're not sure. Right now, he's he's in a cage with a handful of other people. It's obviously that's more of a semi-slave quarter area, not necessarily slave quarter, but like slave auction or something like that. Or maybe he's just a prisoner.
And it's not predetermined whether this guy and Brum get along or not?
Let's see. So in that case, give me a reaction roll. It does
So
not
we
look
don't
like
like
you
each
guys
other.
get along. But he is also a fellow dwarf. Which reminds me, I should have probably looked at that. Yeah, so he is a fellow dwarf from Zarak.
Alright, so Brum will go up to the cage. So his name's Thrain?
Yep. Actually, pushing the right button will let me, respond.
So Brum's going to go up to the cage. And he'll chuckle. Yeah, so you got yourself in some trouble, eh?
Man, I wish I could do accents as well, because I'd try, but we know better than that.
You can barely pronounce stuff with your regular accent.
I know, right? Words are hard. And he's like, Barrelfoot, what are you doing here?
I'm on holiday. I'm traveling.
It's an odd place for an holiday, but whatever. I wonder what the equivalent of the dwarven equivalent is. Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever drops
Whatever
your rock.
breaks your rocks.
Yeah, well, probably whatever breaks your rock. So how is it that you got yourself in this mess?
Long story.
I should ask,
Long,
how is it
complicated
that you are
story.
here? I am on vacation. Why are you here?
He's about to start responding, and this rather large fellow, comes over. He's like, "Are you interested in purchasing the merchandise?" If not,
Brum
move
will
along.
laugh. He'll go, I might just be interested. And he's going to say that while looking at Thrain. How much does this one go for? He should not be worth a lot. I know this one.
Damn it! Surely there's a thing that's going to tell me how much a slave costs.
There
Of
is,
course
I think it's 3 months
did we run into that
productivity
before?
or something like that.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that now.
I think it actually might be in the basic set under the hirelings.
Was
and
it in
stuff.
Banestorm? I think it may have been in Banestorm. It's coming back to me.
No, I actually think it was in Casus Belli because you
No, it was
took
it was definitely Banestorm where we ran into that
slaves.
place.
Okay, hey, yeah, slaves is there.
Ransom, that's what it was. Ransom is what I'm thinking of.
Ransom's
Price-
12 months.
The price of a slave is generally equal to the amount the slave could earn in 5 years, if free and working at the typical pay rate for the best job he qualifies for. So he's going to be a merchant.
Do they? They don't have job tables in Banestorm.
Yeah, it's like how do you tell that?
Standby.
Well, I think it's standardized, so a job is
Well, that's true.
$6.50 for comfortable. Sorry, for status 0 and wealth standard. So it would be
That's $6.50 a month or a month.
Yep.
So
39,000.
39,000. So that's
Well,
quite a bit of money.
what's his job? Quote unquote.
Merchant.
Well, is that what he is as a servant? Is he a merchant?
Yeah, it said his. Let me make sure I read this again. The could earn in 5 years of free and working at the typical pay rate for the best job he qualifies for, and that'd be like merchant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a merchant in Low Tech 3.
So he is healthy and robust. So the guy is going to be asking 400 dinars for it.
For
Phew.
it.
Oh, how about
Just
4
an it.
dinars? You give me a finger.
Or his tongue.
Phew, that is quite a price. I'm sorry, my friend. I think you may have to stay here.
So I
So
suspect
Brum will
Brum
turn
has-
to the slave trader and he'll say, "What is it that he did?"
guy's like, I don't know. I'm just the auction guy. Apparently,
so
he had a very good time.
So who is it that he belongs to now?
That's a really good question.
Hmm.
I don't know how. I guess this is a positive for me.
Is
I
this
don't know
just
how
a
slave
sales platform?
I don't know how slave auctions work. So yay me.
Well,
Um,
I would probably
There-
assume in this particular scenario, he's probably the owner is the Jinn. He's at
Not
basically being
necessarily.
sold by. I'm just
No,
saying
not-
I'm just saying this is a possibility for you that these slaves are owned by the Jinn, and this is where they sell off the slaves that they don't want.
I'm thinking there's probably people are going to be trading in slaves. So there's a merchant here. They come here, and the auctioneer guy is
So I got 100,
doing the
100,
sale
starting off at
on
4.
behalf of whoever. So there's some random slave
yeah,
merchant around here.
Yeah, so he's probably going to give a name. You have no idea who the guy is.
Is this man a important person? Referring to the owner.
He's a local dealer. The auctioneer dude doesn't seem to have a particularly necessarily high opinion, or he's not quite indifferent towards the guy, but he's like, he's guy, he's pretty regular, brings in slaves.
Sold me queer giraffes once.
listen, if you're not going to be looking at purchasing my very stout, very strong dwarf here, I'm going to have to ask you to move along. I have other potential clients.
Brum will look around. I do not see anyone looking at this one right now.
That is kind of true. They're more interested in the non-dwarfy types. It's like not yet, but we'll have some people that. But he starts eyeing you. It's like, yeah. We know you dwarves are good for mining and stuff.
All right, so I will move along when I am done. When someone else wants to come and look at this one, then I will move. All right, now I am evaluating whether I want to commit a fortune for this one. Although I do not think that he is worth anything like that.
He does have good, strong teeth and a strong back. And Thrain is just like, you can almost hear that. He may have had good teeth, but he may have also just ground them down.
Right, but this one is stubborn and he complains a lot.
Well, that's a dwarven trait. You should know that.
And Brum will sort of sniff the cage. And he still smells quite a bit.
Well, that's
even when he cleans up, he has a horrid stench about him. And Brum's doing this to rub it into this guy because obviously Thrain and him aren't the best of friends.
Oh, Brum is just being a dick because he can be. Awesome. But then Thorn's going to come over there and end up releasing the guy just because.
Maybe.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So while Thorn is like doing whatever, he's going to sort of round a little corner area and you can see it looks like a slave auction. Looks like there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in cages. Looks like maybe Brum is talking to one of them.
Haruki, you better get me away. Haruki, you better get me away from here before I do something stupid.
What?
Do you have a compulsive behavior or anything? Let's see here. Nope, you have neither of those. Oh, that's too bad. Although I wonder if I could make you trigger the phobia just by seeing those and go, "Oh my God, they're trapped." Because granted, you're not trapped, but
no, sense of duty is about as close as I've got. It looks like
fanaticism, freedom.
Well, there's that too.
Intolerant slavers or slaveholders.
Which is why I really don't want to be here.
If I'll make a reaction roll.
Does your
intolerance? Do any of them, Haruki or Thorondil, come over?
Actually, do I see Brum?
He is talking to a guy who is, clearly trying to sell a dwarf.
So I'm gonna hide and be watching Brum. So he's over there buying a freaking slave?
No, you'll see that Brum is quite mocking this guy. He's like laughing and pointing and you're in a cage.
I might see it and take it the wrong way.
That's true. He might see it and take it the wrong way, like you're mocking the poor captured slave.
You're just you're just trying to rag the sale down to lower the price.
Actually, Haruki will go over there. It's like, Brum-san, this is no time and no place to buy slaves.
If Haruki is coming over, Brum notices, Brom's going to go up to Thrain, and he will say, "Right now, Thrain, you shut up about me. You do not say anything about who I am or where I'm from. You can promise me that, and I will ensure that I'll try and get you out of here." And he'll do that quietly so that the slave dude can't really hear. And then he'll look a little awkward, like he's been maybe busted a little bit by when Haruki sort of turns up. You go, Haruki.
I don't know. Do you have like acting or something like that?
Of course not.
You're a terrible spy.
I don't even notice. It's like, I don't think we have a time for buying slaves. Or is it tasteful?
Well, I'm not buying this one. I only noticed that he was a dwarf.
I am sorry, Sir Dwarf, for your predicament.
Yes,
Brum will sort
well,
of give him the, evil, well, not evil
And
eye,
I will
but
actually say that in Dwarven.
he'll be looking at Thrain, very sternly, like, keep your mouth shut.
Thrain is super stubborn himself. And he's going to say, yeah, well, much will depend upon whether I can get out of here. And he's going to try to glare right back at Brum.
Brum will nod.
Oh, I'm so breaking him out.
Haruki, we should probably go and find Thorndil.
Yes.
Where did he go?
He was right here.
So Thorn was actually sneaking?
Oh yeah, he's hiding.
Sneaking. Well, then he should make a sneak roll. What is Aramis doing? He's too damn quiet. That should make him have the mute disadvantage.
I mean, that's probably pretty accurate. Largely probably just going to be walking around the city, seeing the sights, eating the food.
So Aramis is handsome. So he's going to be getting a lot of second looks from quite a number of women and quite a number of men probably as well. Some of the men are probably going to be like, oh, that's nice. Or some of them are like, man, what an asshole.
They'll just take it all in stride.
Wow. Okay, Thorn, that's a terrible roll. It's a good thing it's a crowded city, so.
That's true.
Okay, so sounds like Haruki and Brum are pulling away. As you are withdrawing, Thrain is going to shout loudly in Dwarvish, which not everybody will actually understand in this case because, well, no. Yeah, because he's not affected. So wait, you will understand it. Let me. I had this in my head how that's gonna work. So it's like you have universal or translator microbes and basically most everybody else. Well, he's gonna exclaim in Dwarvish, which inexplicably, quite a number of you will understand. He's like, remember your promise, Barrelfoot.
Brum will guy nod.
Was he a friend of yours? Is there something we can do to help him?
Yeah, you can
when we sort of walk away, Brum will say, yeah, I kind of told him that I would try and help him get out of here.
Well, Master Bromson, I have all this going, but I do not know what to do with it. I mean, my quest right now is to rescue Finn. If my meager earnings from doing nothing really can help you, please do not hesitate. I will give them over to you to rescue your friend if that is
Was
necessary.
it 400 dinar?
That is what the guy initially called, asked for. Yeah, that was obviously before any actual merchanting took place.
Oh,
Oh.
dinar? Whew.
Yeah.
Our gold is not sufficient for his price. Far out of my league. Perhaps maybe not for the gin, but not fast. But I am willing to sneak around and perhaps break him out. I cannot.
That's where I gotta hit an honest thing.
I cannot for these people in these lands and their traditions.
While slavery is detestable, it is dishonorable to steal and do such things. Maybe you are right. Maybe we can.
My friend, I do not intend to steal. I just intend to open the door.
Haruki will have a contemplative look and just nod non-committally.
Actually, I think honesty, doesn't that mean you have to
You
strongly
obey
encourage?
the laws. Yes.
Yeah, but isn't it also you have to? You can't just sort of turn your back. It's like more.
That's true.
Yeah, you must do your best to get others to do so as well.
Maybe
if you want to go against, then you have to fail it. Yes.
But well, no, it's the reverse. You have to succeed in it to not be held.
Right, so if you fail, you have to be honest. So in this case, you don't have to be honest.
Right, and that's why I kind of do the, non-committal, nod in contemplation. While I think it's wrong, I understand, that this is one of your friends or somebody you know, I should say.
Okay, hold on. Daniel, tell me exactly what you are planning on doing here.
Basically, he's just gonna watch the situation, wait for nobody to be looking. Slip up to the cage, pick it. Just whisper to the guy inside. Said,
"What the hell, dude?
You're on your own," and then bugger off.
Holy cow! That's like two in a row. That's crazy.
Wow.
It is literally 2 in a row. I was like, "What the hell?" Oh.
Yeah, so basically he appears at the cage, he waves his hand over the lock and it falls open. He says, "You're on your own, buddy." Poof!
Let's see. Okay. So, yeah.
Need a screenshot of that.
Well, that's snag, what is it, snipping tool. Okay, I'm trying to think exactly how that's gonna work, because I am leaning toward he's gonna end up taking this as you are operating on Brum's request.
Well, he didn't talk to anybody else.
No, this is true. But
except for the
you guys
giant.
You guys were wandering around, and the giant's hard to not see. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I was
He did
counting
fail
on
his
that.
stealth initially.
No, he did. Well, he failed it by 1, and simply based off of the fact you're going to have like circumstance bonuses for there's a crap ton of people and stuff like that. So
that particular check was hiding from Brum, not everybody else.
You would success. Oh no, you wouldn't hide from Brum.
So
with the crowd
initially.
bonus, I would have got him.
Yeah, so as you guys are, heading out, doing whatever, there will eventually be something of a hue and cry behind you, and there what you don't know what's going on, but something crazy is obviously happening. I have no idea if you are like, oh yeah, I should go in there, or you should we should probably keep on walking. It's up to you.
Is it back where the slave cages were?
Yeah, you put some distance between it as you guys are talking, and maybe Thorn can just magically appear alongside you guys at some point, or maybe he doesn't. Who knows? But as you are heading away, you're some distance away. There's a cry goes up, and then some sort of mess is going on over there.
So Brum will go back because
It will be. I'm not going to say impossible or difficult, super difficult, but it is going to be slow going because, well, quite a lot of people are like, "What's going on? Is there a car crash?"
What's a car?
So in heading back, does Brum by any chance cross paths with Thrain?
Let's see. Give me a universe reaction roll in that case. Yeah, the universe is cold and indifferent.
Maybe further across the distance then?
Maybe you're
Across the market?
Actually, let me see. Wow, he rolled pretty relatively decently on stealth check.
Well, he's
But
short.
yeah. I'll allow that. Yeah, when you guys get up there, everybody's going, "What's going on?" And it seems like a number of the cages have been knocked over. Some of the slaves that were in them have maybe kicked out or kicked the thing loose, or but it's just like there's craziness happening. Brum automatically his attention automatically goes to where the one was that Thrain was, and it is standing empty. So he sort of does the quick sweep, and across the chaos, you will see Thrain, who's very obviously sneaking a boot, and the two of you will momentarily lock eyes.
Brum will not know that Thorondil was the one that let the cage open, but Brum's not one to pass on an opportunity. So Brum's going to give him a 2-finger salute, and the guy nod. Good luck. Actually,
Well,
Brum, this guy is obviously going to be unarmed, so Brum is going to draw his knife, find a wooden beam or something like that, and just drive his knife into the beam, so that Thrain will see that there's a weapon there for him, and then Brum will turn away.
Interesting. Well, you had some excitement there. We'll see how that worked.
Oh, hey guys. I don't know what the hell this is called, but it's not bad. Some kind of weird pointy fruit thing. Is there something going on?
You're a low-down lying liar.
Some kind of commotion, I understand. Thankfully, it wasn't me this time.
It would appear that the
Is that a slave market?
Slave cages were opened.
I hate slave markets. Let's get out of here.
Brom's going to detect the tone of Thorindil's voice as, somewhat sarcastic and stuff. And he'll sort of give him the sideways glance and go, by any chance, did you have anything to do with that?
With what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I was about to go. I don't think Thorn has acting.
No. But he does have fast talk.
Does he actually care if Brum knows that he was involved?
No. No, he really doesn't.
Yeah, because it's like, were you involved with that? Me? Would I ever?
Yeah, right. Let's probably get away from this place.
Yep. So keep in mind, again, if there's actually anything that you guys ended up wanting to purchase or anything like that, you may, you can do that offline or later.
Apparently, I need to get some decent lockpicks.
Brum will go buy a new knife.
There you go.
As we're leaving the marketplace, Brum looks back to the where he stuck the knife in. Is it gone?
It is totally gone. And there is going to be a carved in the thing. There's going to be like a dwarven rune that it's going to be. I'm thinking it's what would be the. I guess I'd have to look at the Futharks to know, but it's basically him acknowledging that debt is owed.
Sweet.
That's funny that you I'm gonna make some shit up, and I totally that was me. Yeah, that's totally what I'd probably done too.
Turns out that it's not unfounded, since it was Thorindil that opened it.
Yeah, well,
yeah, but see, I may have just got you in trouble too.
He may have just also gotten you into trouble. You never know. We'll see.
You were the last one seen with him before it opened.
Well, even though Izmir's not part of this group, if the opportunity does arise during the training and his drilling, and if Rana ever shows up, he'll ask for an audience with the Jinn.
Standard cost for replacing the knife?
Yeah. In that regard, you may cross paths with Rana at some point easily enough, since she's quite frequently running around, doing Chamberlain stuff. She will advise you that the mistress is unavailable at the moment because she is resting, and she has no idea where she's at. The mistress comes and goes as she pleases.
So what time tomorrow are we expected in the grave?
I don't know. When the mistress sends word, I will do the same.
Rana, maybe you might know. Just curious, the knife that's in the main hall, I know it's still there. Is there a way I can use that against the mistress's enemies?
I don't know. It's just a knife, presumably. Although it did stick in the stone. Have to ask her.
Okay, thank you. He'll head off to the baths and get all cleaned up, and then by this time it's probably late in the day. Get food and go to bed.
Yep, there'll be another. definitely be a lot of food available. Another general banquet thing.
That would probably actually drive me nuts.
What?
If that knife was sticking in the floor and it's still there days later. At some point, I'm gonna pull the damn thing up.
Well, it sounds like it's bothering Ismir as well.
Well, Ismir's going to ask for it if he can have it. Can I
'Cause he's
have
that kinda
that
guy.
and use it against your enemies?
Late in the evening, as you are all gathered to eat, and Haruki's going through large mounds of food again. Abruptly, Zat al-Dawahi is present at the table. She's no longer quite as semi-transparent as before, although definitely like the lower half of her body just seems like more air than normal. And she begins speaking to me almost immediately. She's like, "You are recovered, rested, yes?
Yes, mistress. Very
Good,
much so.
good. The first task I will have for you will be to carry a missive to the half-born fool, Farouk ibn Said. And when she utters this name, it's actually will actually cause the otherwise quiet Zianra to inhale rather sharply. Thorn and I believe Brum as well will recognize the name as this. Yes, I may have recasting. As this dude, he actually owned Zianra previously, but the Zat al-Dawahi continues. She's like, he resides in the city of 10,000 Delights, which is some 50 leagues from here. By camel, it should take you no more than a week to reach there.
When she says his name, Thorn's gonna spit.
Well, she's going to give you a glance, and you can't quite tell, but she does seem almost approving. She will pause momentarily, and then she's gonna she's gonna zero in on Haruki, and she's like, you are a large one, however, are you not? I do not think the camels will support you normally."
Oh God. Is she gonna make a giant camel?
I have, if it pleases my mistress, I've crossed some of this desert already by wagon, and if necessary, I would walk 5,000 miles.
For
you
you.
want an elephant. Ask for an elephant because you want an elephant.
He's gonna break out into song.
I would walk 5,000
Yeah.
miles for you.
500 miles.
She's like, no,
500 miles.
accompany Ziara to the stables, and will gesture toward one of the guards, one of the cat girls, and is like, select one of the camels. It will be able to carry your weight.
As my mistress commands.
Mistress, if I may.
Thorn's got to give him the thumbs up. Doing great.
Mistress, if I may. I have one boon. And my question is, the dagger that's in the hallway that's still there, may I use that against your enemies, my mistress?
She's going to tilt her head, says, against my enemies, yes.
Then it shall be so, my mistress.
It'd be hilarious if it actually just won't work against anyone that's not her enemy.
It won't. It won't come out of the skin, the sheath once he sheathes it against anyone who's not her enemy. Won't he be surprised? He's like, damn it!
But if it does come out, then I'll know that it's an enemy of her.
Yeah, but at some
Well,
point
that's
you're
true.
gonna, at some point you're, and also you are in the Jin land, so pretty much any of the other Jin are likely classified as her enemies.
So there is a chance I can still pull it out.
She's like, well, if there's nothing else, I would suggest retiring. You will have
Well,
an early start tomorrow.
I do actually have something to ask of the lady, if it does not, if it is not too forward. But is there anything you can tell us about this Farouk ibn Said that we need to know or should know in our approach to this mission? Cautions that we should take?
Zianra, my lost child, will know everything you need to know. And Zianra has definitely got that, scrunched up look where, she looks like she wants to sort of follow, wishes there's a hole she could jump into and pull over her. She has been quite familiar with the half-born fool for some time. Is that not so, Zianra? Zianra is like, just sort of nods. Doesn't say anything, but just sort of nods. Very well. We shall see you upon the morrow. And woof, she's gone. While Ziara, not Zianra, but Ziara, because the name, I need a Ziana as well. If I could find another, if I could find another decent cat girl pick like that, will sort of step up there, and she's just like clearly standing and waiting for Haruki to finish eating that entire lamb.
Leg.
No,
No,
you're eating
lamb,
the whole thing.
The whole lamb.
In fact, I think everybody is probably just sitting there watching you eat the whole thing.
Is it still alive and bleating?
I certainly hope not. But so you will be obviously Haruki, she will escort you down. You can pick a camel. And randomly it's going to totally be the one that was talking, just because that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh God.
and then you guys will be released to rest, bathe, whatever, overnight.
I will ask one of the guards or Zayara or Rana to escort me to the main hall, so I can collect the dagger.
Ziara will have stepped out with Haruki. I guess she likes big guys. So it's like, obviously Rana's there. She will just sort of gesture, and one of the guards will take you there. It actually is something of somewhat difficult to pull the stupid thing free. It's like you're like, what the heck? Because it just fell from the guy's hand as he went all dusty. And I'm sure you've dropped a knife before in the in the backyard or something, and thunk, it just goes straight into the dirt, and it sort of did that into the stone. Although, as you start sort of trying to pull that, you realize that's actually not stone. You think that might be a pearl. Those might be pearls on the floor.
Wow.
But
I
with
do get it out.
with some effort, it does finally come out.
All right.
And as far as you can tell, other than it looking really sinister, it is a dagger.
Okay. Add it to my repertoire.
So upon the morrow, unless there's anything else,
is this a large knife?
Yeah.
large
Well,
throwing
actually,
knife or
dagger is what is dagger classified as in?
Oh,
And
I think that's just going to be either a knife, small
dagger,
knife, large
no,
knife.
it's dagger.
Daggers actually have their own stat line.
Yeah,
Does it?
it's a dagger.
Yeah, their daggers are only impaling weapons. They don't have any cutting.
the dagger. Is it?
It's 1D impaling.
It's on the items thing. You can
Oh,
probably
well, yeah,
just
there.
drag it. Yeah. So unless there is anything else, your gear will be all cleaned up and nicely oiled and all that stuff. There will be supplies for the trip. And in the morning, when you get there, that camel is definitely going to be looking at Haruki like, "Are you serious? Are you
And I'm looking
serious?"
at the camel, going, "Are you serious? I will break
But
you."
it's somehow able to support your weight, which is a little weird, but possibly cool.
Ah, you are much strong, camel.
Then you notice the camel's wearing a contragrav belt.
Well, I wonder what the dagger in this case. What's the rondel dagger? I did have that on there.
Rondel dagger is the medieval European. You'd recognize it. It looks like the little handle with the circle. The circle hilt.
Yeah, well, this is just I just used the dagger. It's
Yeah, I think
whatever.
the dagger stats that are in GCA are for like they say, the point only. But
And
depends
that's
on what
this one.
it depends on what the weapon actually is that you're trying to model.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
you
just
could
gonna
dip
I'm just
slash
gonna
with it.
use that one. I'm just gonna use that one and that I put in there. And it's like if it doesn't quite fit, that's fine. It's potentially a magic evil dagger. I hope it isn't cursed or anything.
And he was like, "Oh, I want that dagger."
I know, right? Ooh, what if
I
it's
do
like
like my
Matt's dagger?
knives. I like my knives. I like my daggers.
It's gonna be like Matt's dagger.
Actually, that would be actually an interesting quirk for you if you hadn't had it collects knives of different kinds.
Dagger collector, knife collector.
Speaking of quirks, Aramis, you got 2 unused ones. You need to populate those.
Yeah, I do.
One of them is probably like doesn't talk much because he's a slacker. So yeah, in the morning, right, the map, as you can see, you are the Citadel 10,000 Pearls, and the city of 10,000 Delights is next door ish, 144 miles or so away. And you guys, unless there is something that you have in mind otherwise, the Zat al-Dawahi will see you off along with Rana. Ziana is obviously coming with you because she has to tell you all sorts of things about the Farouk ibn Said. And the camera is going to do that pull back as you're all riding the camels out. So you've got almost the Lord of the Rings thing.
Epic tracking shot.
That's right, epic tracking shot as you're leaving this crazy city. And that is where we will end it for the night.
Roll.
Everybody will get the 2 character points as normal.
I will name my camel Dang it! I clicked away.
Dummy.
I will name the
As
candle Kyodanai Sutido.
I have no idea what
Couldn't come up with something shorter.
what is it? What does it translate to? Because
Mighty
that's what
Steed.
because that is what everybody is going to hear currently. Since like you try to say it in Sahudese and everybody hears Mighty Steed, really?
It sounds cooler in Japanese.
So as briefly discussed, we will definitely be out next week. There will be no game next week because 2 players are out. There will be no game the 12th of December because 2 players are out. There's likely going to be no game on the 19th because 1 player is definitely out and 1 player said might be out. So the 26th, which is the day after Christmas, we may be back, although we may end up having to do the punt until the 2nd of January.
Yeah, I had to ask Michael if we have plans for Boxing Day, but I'm not sure.
Boxing Day is not a real holiday.
It's a real holiday.
It is not a real holiday. We're Americans, damn it.
Well, I kind of was married into it, and the colonial or all the colonies.
You should tell Michael. Just tell her. Nope, sorry, it's not a real holiday.
Sucks to be you. You get a day off. You can go to work.
What, day after Christmas?
Yeah.
No, it's on a Saturday.
We still get the Monday off though.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So expect us when you see us. So if you're watching this, have questions, corrections, general complaints, or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching. Olympus bids you good night.
Good night, stream.
Not everybody.